to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The $50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportstar.com. San Antonio Sports Center.
In Major League Baseball playoffs, the Guardians got in the win column in the ALCS, beating the Yankees 7-5 in 10 innings. The Los Angeles Dodgers dispatched the Mets yet again 10-2. In college football, the 14th-ranked Texas A&M Aggies hit the road against Mississippi State, and the top-ranked Texas Longhorns take on the 5th-ranked Georgia Bulldogs in Austin 6:30 Saturday night. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Happy Friday! We made it! What it do, San Antonio? It feels good, doesn't it? Cool air in the morning.
I'll tell you, if the weather didn't change at all from yesterday,
From ever again,
from yesterday,
it'd be hard to swim in a lake or a river.
I would learn to do it. I'd learn to do it. I'd figure it out. It was just warm enough. You could still do anything outdoors and catch a tan. Evening sunsets, put on a light sweater.
I love it.
I love it. Love it.
What a time to be alive.
It is indeed a great day to be alive.
What a time to be alive. Well, I want to first talk about what we're going to be doing after our show today.
Yeah, we need your help.
Cocaine.
Lots of it.
But after that we're going
What's going on after that?
Wow. That took a turn I didn't expect. Given the subject at hand.
No, we're actually going to we're raising money for the needy because we're really good guys. Actually, we're not that good, but it was Raul Jimenez is raising lots of money for the needy.
And we're gonna feed them. It's the biggest Thanksgiving dinner in the world, man. We're bringing
in the world, Craig.
In the world.
Come on, Craig.
In the world. Top flight in the world, Craig.
We're feeding thousands of our neighbors and friends.
Good.
We need your help. We're making bunches and bunches of biscuits and turkey. The numbers are ridiculous.
Well.
And as much help. But see, it goes even deeper than that. Because we're going to be on over at KTSA 55107 at noon to 1. But we need you to donate from noon to 1.
That needs to be the time.
But not later. Well, I mean, we want you to donate whenever, but if you can hold off till noon.
Please do.
Because we want to beat the Blitz.
And there's going to be, listen, the Blitz has already crybabied their way into our time slot. They're going to be on from 11 to noon, and they're going to be asking for donations as well.
Yeah. So just hold off.
What I want you to do, I know they're going to probably tell you some.
They're going to lie to you.
Yeah, they're going to try and convince you that this is the way. But just know that it's not.
And I had some good friends that are like, okay, I'll hold off. I had one good friend said he'll match. So,
but we also know that Jason and Joe are scoundrels and generally bad people. And any money you donate during their show could be used for nefarious means. Like they might spend it themselves.
I don't even know what nefarious means.
Strippers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then what are we doing?
We're going to only help the needy.
Well, that's not what I was led to believe. But no matter what.
Listen, when you help the needy, the ladies come at you, Rob.
Yeah.
You remember Robin Hood?
That's the last thing I need.
You remember Robin Hood?
Vaguely.
Robin Hood
stole from the rich.
Robin Hood was a fox, and he
was a criminal.
Sure.
Thief.
But he stole from the rich and he gave to the poor. And because he did that,
He got Maid Marian.
He got Maid Marian, who was the hottest fox in the forest.
Yeah.
That was a pretty fox. Like if I were to hook up with one cartoon fox, it'd be her.
Oh, you're doing the Disney version.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking
Men in
other
Tights?
versions. Something that's when Robin Hood comes to mind. That's the first one I think of.
Is it?
And
Classic.
I think of the Iron.
Sadly, the first one I do think of is the Disney one. But then after that, I probably think of the one with
the Mel Brooks,
Kevin Costner.
Oh no! So you think of with him and Morgan Freeman?
Everything I do, I do it for you. Which, by the way, that's what we're gonna be doing to raise money. Is I'm gonna sing songs from '90s soundtracks. So be ready for that.
Well, you're gonna be alone.
Fine.
You're gonna be
Fine.
which I assume you often are if you're singing 90s. So you'll be back to where you're very comfortable alone.
Oh, yeah, but we'll be on KTSA doing good deeds.
This is huge. All joking aside, San Antonio, we are known for a lot of things, and we take care of ours. And this is one of the ways we do it. We do it every year. We do it very well. You guys know your role. Donate time or money, but donate something, because that's what we do around here. So we can't wait to get you on there. And whenever you can, whatever you got, you can go over there right now and give it. We'll count it toward us one way or the other.
Well, that's and yeah, make sure it's for us and not for Jason and Joe.
Just say it's for us.
Not for Jason and Joe.
They're gonna come in with something late.
And if you do decide to call in, it's okay to call in to Jason and Joe and say,
I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, I appreciate what you guys are doing, but we're going to hold off, and we'll help out the cause in about an hour.
So over the last several weeks, we've run into weekends where I was excited about football and it was a letdown, and then there were weekends where I thought, well, yawn, bunch of front running games, and it absolutely just blew up, and every game was amazing. I'm trying to get a feel for this weekend because it should be amazing.
I like to hope so.
Two
weekends ago, we had what looked like a dud card on paper. It was awesome.
Nuts.
And then last week looked good on paper, and guess what? It was good.
It did.
So I'm hoping that this week we keep that momentum.
It should.
We'll probably do a dud week of football. Although the NFL was a dud week last week.
See, last weekend we had a good Saturday, but a lousy Sunday.
Yeah, it was pretty lame. Like all the favorites won by 1 million. It wasn't much excitement, not much buzz.
So I'm
expecting some good. I watched Thursday Night Football last night.
Oh my gosh, it was I watched. I got there late. I didn't expect a whole lot. Only thing I was looking at was our over under the 38.
I lost.
So, yeah.
I lost when the entirety of my handicap was we've got Bo Nix versus Spencer Rattler. What can go wrong?
Whoa, man!
Rattler. Well, Spencer Rattler almost cost me by himself because he kept giving the ball away. But even down to the end, I was good because the Saints' offense was so inept.
Absolutely inept.
And then Spencer Rattler came out of the game.
The cheat code.
And instantly, the Saints went down in the last 2 minutes and scored their first touchdown of the game.
If Rattler wasn't so arrant, I wouldn't be cheering against him.
He really is.
He's something about him.
He's so unlikable.
Yeah.
I don't like him either. And I should. You know what? I remember. I can't say I felt bad for him, but I felt about as bad as I could for someone who played for Oklahoma, because the OU fans were booing him. Like, this was a guy who was like, remember, he almost won the Heisman.
His freshman year was ridiculous, and then Caleb came in and
stole his job,
took his gig,
took his candy,
and he was respectable in South Carolina. And I thought, might he turn things around? But his arrogance is so obvious.
No, I don't like him.
He feels like he's better than everybody else out there. So you cheer against him. Above and beyond that, that was as bad a played football game by one team since apart from the Cowboys.
Okay, so when we come back, let's talk about this, because we're going to talk about the Thursday night game. Did it tell you more about the Broncos or the Saints?
Well, I learned one thing about the Broncos. One thing, there was a takeaway. Everything else, I think, was all predicated on how bad the Saints are.
Well, we'll discuss that next. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are in good shape as you head out and about this early morning. We do have a stall on the southeast side at I-10 westbound South Presa Street that is blocking the median. Otherwise, it's road work could possibly slow you down. Right now, it's a 20-minute ride on 35 southbound. FM 3009 on down to 1604, and that's due to road work. We've got the roadway reduced to one lane. On 1604 westbound, Bandera Road to Braun Road, that road work also has the roadway reduced to one lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 3:50. The Aggies take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Get huge savings during the fall sales event at Ancira Nissan on IH-10 West. At Ancira Nissan, lease this 2025 Sentra S for just $218 per month for 36 months. Or this 24 Rogue SV for just $258 per month for 36 months. Stop in or check us out at AnciraNissanSA.com. The fall sales event at Ancira Nissan on IH-10 West between Wurzbach and Heidner.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station when you buy a Connecticut water softener. A free drinking water system installed at your kitchen sink with the cleanest, best tasting water you've ever had. Better for your coffee maker, better for cooking, better for everything. Free with the purchase of a Connecticut water softener, but only for a limited time.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
And is the last water softener you'll ever own. Right now, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking water station when you buy a Connecticut water softener. This is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call us at 656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE. Connecticut.
It's homecoming for the UTSA Roadrunners. This Saturday, be at the Alamo Dome as the Roadrunners host Florida Atlantic in their homecoming family weekend game presented by UT Health San Antonio. It's also their Salute to Healthcare game where healthcare workers can get buy one, get one tickets. Tickets starting at just $21. It's the UTSA Roadrunners hosting FAU this Saturday in the Dome. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your tickets now. UTSA football, it's more than a game. It's an experience.
Real estate is out of control. Between guaranteed offer programs and new laws about agent commissions, it's gotten so confusing. Know what's not confusing? Paying someone a low flat fee to sell your house. And that's where Listing Spark comes in. Listing Spark is Texas' flat fee real estate company. Flat fee selling is sweeping the nation because it's faster and it keeps more money in your pocket. In fact, professional real estate investors have known about it for years. With Listing Spark, you don't have to pay hefty agent commissions, and you don't have to leave money on the table. If you have a house worth $400,000, you actually sell it for $400,000 without paying $24,000 in agent commissions. And get this, if you get started today with Listing Spark, you can list with a local brokerage for as low as $395. Contact Listing Spark today to find out how much your home is worth for free. See, it's simple. Call 800-MLS-LIST or go to listingspark.com. That's listingspark.com. Listing Spark. Thousands of Texan homeowners agree. Selling's better with a low flat fee.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime! Showtime on the Morning Huddle. Thursday night football last night. A dominant win for the New Orleans Saints, albeit not a pretty win.
Not Saints.
Or, excuse me, for the Denver Broncos. Not a pretty win, 33-10. The Broncos didn't particularly play well.
They didn't have to.
They were about what I thought they were, a very, very poor offensive team. They ran the ball certainly better than I would have expected.
Those three backs, man, they keep rolling them through. They're always fresh.
Bo Nix was fine.
Four backs, including.
Yeah, counting Bo Nix. And he was actually second on the team in rushing. But the ineptitude of the Saints was the story here.
What do you do? I mean,
you fire your dummy head coach.
That's the first step. But even if you fired your head coach, there is a talent deficit. And obviously on offense, lots of injuries. I get it. But on the
unprecedented injuries.
On the defensive side of the ball, my gosh.
Yeah.
They're bereft.
So last night, the Saints were without their starting quarterback. They were without their top two wide receivers. They were without their best offensive lineman to start the game. They lost another offensive lineman during the game. They were without their kind of do-it-all gadget guy in Taysom Hill. They had a rookie quarterback, a fifth-round rookie starting. It's like you knew it was going to be a disaster, but you didn't know it was going to be this bad. And I really think there was a moment in the third, fourth quarter of that game where the Saints quit.
Oh, there's no doubt.
And that, to me, is the sign that your coach has to go.
Well, sometimes it is the coach's fault. But then sometimes you're leaning in to a tsunami. We all know the wave is coming. You just trust that the players know that film is what matters to you, that you have to keep good film because bad film follows you.
Sure.
Bad film means less money. So you have to, no matter what scheme you call, you're down 33-0. Your guys quit. Some of it is I quit because I'm not feeling yourself. But you hope that these guys are out there doing everything because I might not pay you, but somebody else will.
Yeah.
That's what you hope for the motivator. So I get it, but there are some times when I go, not that I get quitting. I don't get that. But I do get third stringers so overwhelmed it looks like they quit.
Richard Sherman yesterday after the game said that the team played like they wanted their coach to be fired.
It's entirely possible. But what were they going to do? I mean, don't you think they knew what Spencer Rattler was fully capable of before they stepped foot on the field? Like, We practiced with this cat all week. This is not going to go well.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what he could, like, I don't know what the vibe in that locker room could be right now. Like, we know we stink. And this is a team that had some hopes early in the season. But Sherman, it was at halftime that he said that he thought that they wanted to be fired. In the press conference, he said, Dennis Allen said, I don't agree with him. And he said, it's not a concern to me that my team wants me gone, but they have lost 5 in a row. It's obvious that they're a mess. He says, we have to stand up and lead. We're the only ones who's going to get us going out of here. It's not like there's a draft in the middle of the season. There's no one coming to be our savior. It's all on us. Listen, that's a nice thing to say. Dennis Allen, in his career as a head coach, has won 26 games and lost 51. 2 out of every 3 times, he fails.
Well, sometimes it is circumstance. You know, you jump in behind enemy lines, it's going to be rough. And every time, I mean, you're taking over bad football teams. He just isn't able to turn them around.
The Saints brought this on themselves when they hired him the first time.
Yes.
So when this is Dennis Allen's second head coaching job, the first one was in Oakland. He was 8-28 over 2.5 seasons in Oakland. Who gives a guy who goes 8-28 a second chance?
Well, again, you looked at what he had in Oakland, you go, I can find.
Dude, he was winning 1 out of every 5 games.
I agree. I'm not saying everything you're saying is not true, but I will say you are sometimes a victim of the circumstance you're in. And you take a job in Oakland where they were with the owner you had and the situation, there wasn't a whole lot expected. You know, you're like, if you can win at 1 every 5, considering where you are, at least that's why you got there. But, you know, I always look at things when I talk to people that are in tough situations. You're either going to give me a reason or you're going to give me an excuse.
Yeah.
And I think he has a lot of reasons. And excuses are there, but he does have a lot of reasons. That being said, his team doesn't want him coaching anymore.
Here's the thing. You say reasons and excuses. Saints ownership has an excuse now to fire him.
Oh, no, he isn't going to coach the Saints anymore. He's done, and he's a victim of circumstance. He's a victim of coaching quality. All those are rolling into this one. There's no question that this little era of Dennis Allen in New Orleans is over. It might not be over until January X, but it's over. It's done.
He's gone.
Yeah, and I'd want out if I was him. There's no future there.
And at 52 years old, I don't know, maybe he'll get another coordinator job somewhere.
He's a coordinator. He's never going to be a head coach again.
Oh, God.
No, it's over.
And I know you don't want to besmirch him too much because he's a good Aggie.
No, but I'm not mad at him.
Okay.
It's like I said, the situation he found himself with the 2 jobs he landed, it was going to be difficult for even the best dudes to turn that thing around. So, hey, man, some highest quality calling is.
There's a reason why Sean Payton left with years on his contract left.
Like, I'm out of here.
How many NFL coaches voluntarily say, you know what, I'm going to step away?
And you can keep the money.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
So given that, I'm not mad at him, and I don't think he's a bad coach, but I will say this.
He's a dope.
He's a bad head coach.
Yeah.
He said, like, the post game, he said what good coaches say. He didn't say anything where he didn't go Sirianni on me where I went, that's dumb. I don't agree with what you just said. I think everything Dennis Allen said was true. Hey, man, we are banged up beyond belief, but that's not an excuse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got to some next man up. This was humiliating. We lost to a wishbone team. They could have lined up running a wishbone today, and it would have been no different. Their second leading rusher was their quarterback. We know who gets the ball. He gets the snap first. Get to him.
The injuries only got worse for the Saints yesterday. Paulson Adebo was carted off the field, and after the game they said he broke his femur.
Oh, gosh.
You know how hard it is the femur, the big bone in your leg, your top leg bone? That's a hard bone to break, and that might be a career-ending type thing. That's rough.
They didn't show it, so it had to have been bad.
Is that the new trend now? We don't look at it anymore?
Yeah.
For the longest time, we got to see it.
I always want to see it.
No, we don't want that.
I like it. I like to see it.
It scarred my generation.
I like to see it.
We were watching flopping
I
legs.
know what happened. That's all.
I want to see the violence.
No.
Just need to watch it once. That's it.
I don't even need to see it at all. Just tell me.
What do you tune in for then, Rob? The hell are you watching football for?
The beer commercials.
It's like NASCAR. I only watch for the Ricks.
I'm here for the chicks. I'm here. Seriously, I can't watch it. I think they've come to the realization that there are people that will physically turn the channel if you keep rewinding it.
It's so funny. I love. When I say I love watching people get hurt, I don't love to watch people get injured like this, but I love watching people get fall down. I love watching people fall and hit their face on the ground.
I can't watch that stuff.
That's funny to me.
The videos that when you're doom scrolling and you hit the idiot wheel.
Yeah.
You can't do it, man.
I like when a guy will be like, the other day I saw one of those guy who was head out the window taking like a selfie, cruising down the road,
and then a pole.
Boom, something behind him.
Yeah, so that guy's dead.
No,
you watched him before he died.
Well, maybe.
No, but if you're doing what I think, I've seen those videos. You're like, well, that guy's dead. I just watched the last second before he was dead.
Hey, listen, man. You play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Well, I don't want to be the guy handing over the prize. I don't watch that.
I love. Do you like to watch Jackass?
No, see, I've never been.
Oh, I love it.
Funny.
I love seeing people get hurt.
See, I will go as far as watching people get scared, but I don't like watching people get hurt.
I don't like seeing people get injured, but I still want to know, what does it take to break a femur?
Well, that one.
What kind of
how many pounds of pressure?
Yeah, what's it look like to have to do that?
What does it sound like?
Yeah.
I heard, speaking of sound like, I was at the Cowboy Giant game during the COVID lockdown where there's, you're sitting in random seats there at the Cowboy Stadium. And when Dak got hit and broke his ankle, I heard it. You could hear it pop. Oof. It was so quiet in the stands. So yeah, it is possible to hear a bone breaking.
I've had 3 ACL surgeries, but the first time I tore my ACL was like a gruesome injury. My entire bottom half of my leg got spun around backwards. So I was sitting down and my kneecap and my toes were pointed down. And it made a huge pop sound. It tore every ACL, MCL, LCL, meniscus. It broke my leg, everything.
Everything was
And when I turned, and I was in shock, I popped it right back into place, and it popped again. It made another loud crack.
Oh.
So I
Did
mean,
it yourself?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it was weird, but it was I was like, oh God, my legs turned around, and then I was like,
nope.
I think I'm okay. My coach was like, no, stay down.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm good. I got up and my leg just collapsed like Jello. But. So I mean I know it's not it's never good when these terrible injuries happen, but I'm always curious.
How did it happen?
How did it happen? Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah.
No.
Like when anytime there's a bone sticking out of the skin, I'm like, dude, I got to see how that happened. I gotta know.
I know how that feels, and I don't want.
Watching it one time is good.
No, I don't even.
Well, yeah, I don't need to watch it on repeat. I'm not a psychopath.
But there seems to be a conscious broadcast decision. We're no longer doing this.
Soft. America's going soft.
Yeah, this is the best thing for us.
Well, you say that until we're in a war.
Well, we got video games for that. We've got video games to toughen you up.
All right. You know what? When we come back, I want to address this lady basketball situation that's in the news now. Angel Reese is.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you make a lot of money, but they spend a lot of money. AJ.
I need you to feel sorry for her, Rob.
Make a lot of money.
It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute on I-10 westbound South Presa Street, that's a disabled vehicle. It's blocking the median, southeast side of town. I-10 upper level eastbound Woodlawn to Frio Street, that's ongoing road work. Got the roadway reduced to 1 lane. On 35 southbound Schertz Parkway to 1604, that road work has the roadway reduced to 1 lane. That is causing a 25-minute delay. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it is a football Friday, and I tell you what, I'm looking forward to all the great football this weekend, including Texas and Georgia.
Including Texas and Georgia? That's the only game that really matters, and we're going to be all over it. Plus, we'll talk about another one that matters. Aggies, Mississippi State. Andrew Monaco will join us at 3:35.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2. on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
So, Gigi, you think a woman's place is in the home cooking?
100%. We were not created. We were not born to do the same things.
Do you think that these are conversations that should be had before people get married?
It's such a hard conversation to have in the strip bar, though. So loud in there.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
The Gomez Law Firm has been helping injured victims in car and trucking accidents for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here. Jose, if someone finds themselves faced with the stress of an accident, what next?
Well, the first thing they should do is pick up the phone, call the Gomez Law Firm, or Google joegomezlaw.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is the leader in personal injury law. If you have been in an accident, you need a firm that will fight for you and your family's rights.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years.
The Gomez Law Firm fights for you against the big insurance companies and wins. Tell us about some other cases you represent.
Really, anything that involves a personal injury and a third party that is responsible for causing that injury, we will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have found yourself faced with a personal injury matter, if you've been in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then it's important to call the Gomez Law Firm today. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
When you're hiring, ZipRecruiter's technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Joel, don't you just love Halloween?
It's okay, but I do like your troll costume.
I'm not wearing a costume.
Folks, if your home's AC starts making those witching sounds or the pipes in your wall start moaning and clanging like ghosts having a party, call Quarter Moon at 651-5899 and we'll send our team of highly trained
Ghostbusters!
I was gonna say technicians.
I ain't afraid of no clogs.
Quarter Moon Plumbing and AC, 651-5899. License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Testosterone plays a significant role in regulating fat metabolism and distribution in the body. It also helps to reduce serious health risks down the line. I'm Manny with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we carry the highest quality natural testosterone boosters on the market. It immediately provides you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improves your mood. With 11 San Antonio area locations, find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for all the support.
Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas, open to the public 7 days a week with a country club feel. It's football season, so book your tee times early at golfclubtexas.com and stick around and watch the games. Make Golf Club of Texas your football headquarters where you can watch every game. They'll even stay open until the end of every NFL game, including Thursday, Sunday, and Monday nights. Get into the Tin Cup Bar at the Golf Club of Texas, Highway 90 at Briggs Ranch Road. Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music. news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
When there's work to do, ground to break, and a reputation to uphold, you need the powerful, durable Kubota RTVX, North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months or save up to $1,000. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewan Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
This is Jason Minix, and you're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, Angel Reese says the WNBA don't pay my bills. Just hope y'all know. I don't even think pays one of my bills, literally, she said.
Get another job.
Yeah, there's Uber.
That's what we do.
Does she know about Favor?
Angel Reese is on a rookie contract with the Chicago Sky. Her current salary is $73,439 a year.
That sucks, man.
Man, I make more than her.
It does suck.
I make more than her, man.
I mean, our audience.
No, I'm not saying
our audience is bigger than hers.
It's not about the amount. Yeah. It's not about the amount. But given the product and the sum total of the product's value and the percentage that she is pulling from the sum total of that value, right. it is minuscule.
Okay.
I mean, that is shameful.
Oh, okay. It's shameful now. Mm-hmm. Rewind a year ago.
No, you're right. You're right.
$73,000 to play for 45 fans.
Well, I'm not. You're right.
Like that.
You're exactly
until
right.
this year, WNBA they've been. It's been a loss leader. It's been a massive loss leader.
Like
but now it's not.
But what do? The 1 year you're profitable, say everybody gets a pay raise.
Well, yes, everybody will get a pay raise.
I know they will, but is that wise?
Yes, it's not wise.
You think this is sustainable?
Yeah.
You think WNBA's popularity is going to be sustained? I don't.
I do. I think. Well, I think it's sustainable to the extent that we know exactly how much money's coming in for the next. I think the current TV, the new TV deals are 10 years, right, or 5 years.
I don't know. I think 5.
So I think over the next 5, I know exactly the value, and I'm signing contracts appropriate to that. Now, if an owner wants to sign for a little bit longer than that, I'm more than willing to take it. But right now, I know what the value is, and it's 10x as it was just last year. So, one, I agree with her. My value is higher now. Sadly, it wasn't when you signed the deal.
Yeah.
So there's more money coming down the pipeline. And considering the amount of coverage and talk and the entirety of what WNBA has become, she is privy to a lot more than she got.
Let's also keep in mind, they play 40 games. Their work month or their work season is less than 6 months.
You can't use that as I refuse to go down that road. If I'm negotiating, that ain't it.
I
my
understand.
job, I do to the fullest of my needs. And if the season is only 6 months and the year is a 12, well, guess what?
Again, this is her rookie deal that I assume she sat down with her agent and signed.
I think they're probably. As is in the NBA, it's probably segmented. She wasn't a whole lot of negotiating.
Exactly. But she knew what she was getting when she started playing.
Oh, she didn't have to play in the WNBA. She can leave.
Yeah, exactly.
But
she talked about her rent, her $8,000 a month rent. Now, I want you to do some quick math for me, Rob.
But she's getting it. She's making it. She's got plenty of money coming in.
Then why even bring this up?
Because I think she's pointing out. I mean, you think she's not making her rent?
No, I think she is.
Yeah.
That's why I don't know why she would come out in public and say, I'm not making my rent.
Because I think as a player of her stature, even as a rookie, she's going to lead the way to the next wave of money.
Does she have any deals, like shoe deals? Or
anything?
Yeah. She's got a tampon deal, bro.
She's got like 15. She's making far.
So how much money
her
is
league
that?
pay is a small percentage of her total pay.
And she does Reese's Pieces. Which is one of my favorite products.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's an avenue. And I'm not defending her saying I'm underpaid. I mean, she signed the deal. But let's think about what the modern WNBA is. And it's only been this modern era has only been 6 months old. This is just now starting, but her paycheck will be a distant memory very quickly. That's
of course
$75,000 a year.
Yeah.
I mean, there literally are girls in college who no one sees that are making more than that.
Well, when she was at college, her senior year, she made $1.8 million.
See what I'm saying? I mean, that's just downright wrong. Now, the good news is that'll certainly keep the women's college game strong.
Sure.
I ain't going to the WNBA. I'm going to play a third less games and play 5 times as much. Are you kidding? Can I get a 7th year of eligibility if I can stay around for this?
This is kind of like minor league baseball players. They usually have off-season jobs. Like, so do most of the gals in the WNBA, believe it. Like, most of them go overseas and play.
Yeah.
They'll play in China.
They made more over there.
Yeah, and there's this new league called, I think it's called Unrivaled.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a big 3 for ladies. And they are going to make, like, $250,000 for 2 months, something like that. So, and $250,000 is like the max salary in the WNBA.
And again, I think the reason that there is a belief that will be successful is that there is a groundswell of fandom for the ladies basketball, women's basketball. I do think it's an entity that is growing. And we're going to look back in 4 or 5 years and laugh at the fact that there were rookies, especially at the status of her, making $75,000 a year.
But I think you got to, like, to me, if I were paying, like, if the highest paid woman in the league 5 years ago was making $75,000, they were losing money on that player.
I wouldn't go that far.
You remember what WNBA attendance was?
Again, but the attendance is only part of the pie.
There was no TV deal. Like,
it was on like
ESPN Plus or yeah.
But I mean, there's a little bit of, they weren't the league itself was a lost leader, but the individual teams had to break kind of even.
A few years ago, you had to watch the WNBA finals on the internet. Like, they weren't televised.
Agreed. Yeah. But there's money there too, and $75,000. It doesn't take much to cover that salary, even at 5,000 people in a building. That's chicken feed. Think about for a professional athlete that has her games broadcast nationally. Every time she sets foot on the field or on the court, and you're paying your players that little, it is.
But again, discussion. It's the first time it's ever made money, and like you're gonna run to the door. Like, do Savannah Bananas players, should they make $5.5 million a year because
if people are buying tickets? Yeah.
Okay.
But we think
again,
the money
how
is
sustainable
in
are the Savannah Bananas?
The money is in TV.
Now it is finally. This is the first time in history it's been in TV.
Right. But that's where the true money is.
Yeah.
So when you go 75 to 750 overnight.
And I'm not, I mean, listen, WNBA salaries are going to go up. There's no doubt. But to act like, to be crying poor is obnoxious because, again, this is the first time in history your sport has mattered at all.
It's funny watching this. I feel like I watched this 30 years, 40 years ago when the NBA suddenly started becoming and players were coming out. I remember when Magic Johnson signed a 25-year, $25 million contract. And the rest of the country thought, well, it's over. There's no way a league can sustain itself paying a player $1 million a year. In 25 years, you're going to pay him $25 million. There's no way. It's not going to work. And then suddenly people realize, you know what? Even that is a small percentage of what he's worth. Jerry Buss saw it. He did the right thing. Angel Reese is worth so much more, and she's going to get it. But and the thing is, what proves the fact that she's going to get it is that her salary is just a small percentage of her worth. I mean, like you said, she's got feminine products endorsing her because she's making more from them. And that's just one of them because they know that she's reaching that number of people through the TV, through her social media presence. Yeah, the money's going
let's
up.
say through social media because we've seen the ratings for non-Caitlin Clark games.
Yeah,
they're still they're non-existent.
Well, unless you're watching the Liberty. The Liberty, the only team that seemed to consistently draw just because they're just chock full of fans. And I think when you look at the individual teams, Phoenix and New York lead as far as just they have the most eyes on them as a team.
More than Vegas?
Yeah, more than Vegas for whatever reason. But you got to think of the number of players that were on Phoenix over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
From Taurasi to what's her name?
You got me.
Well,
I'm sure she's good.
Brittany.
Brittany Griner.
And, yeah.
Well, wasn't she in the gulag?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the eyes came and followed her as she arrived again.
Okay.
So those teams draw big in the Liberty just because of rooftops.
There is a report that Brittany Griner was making more playing in the Russian women's basketball prison league than she's making in the WNBA.
Well, it was all in cigarettes.
Yeah,
It was cigarettes and ramen.
Yeah.
Or whatever. What do the Russians eat?
Sardines. I like to...
Cigarettes and bathtub vodka.
Right.
But she made a lot.
All right. When we come back, I want to take a look at the NFL MVP race and make my case for a guy that Rob is going to shoot down. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
What you got on your grill this weekend? It is a high holiday as big football games are played on the big screen. You need to have something on the big grill, and there's no place better to start than Tri-County Meat Market. It's on their door. It's on their saying. A great meal starts with great meat coming out of Tri-County, and this week you deserve it. Head over this weekend. You're going to need to get some stuff that you cook fast because you only got a little bit of time at halftime. I recommend getting some poppers or maybe some of their dry sausage or some wet sausage you can let cook for a minute. Those are quick pick-me-ups in the middle of the day. Maybe grab some ribs. I heard Joe Reinagel is going to do the party ribs this weekend where you're cutting the ribs individually and cooking them faster than you would as the rack. I can't wait to try that myself. Another reason to head over to Tri-County. They'll get your ribs ready if you ask them for it. They'll peel that silver skin off if you want them to. They do that kind of stuff because that's what a professional meat market does. They got 2 locations waiting on you. Over on Ralph Fair, just outside of 1604, and right over on Huebner. Both easy to get to. Full of everything you need, like that 5 for $30. Fill 5 items in a bag. You're going to walk out with 2 meals. Go try it today. Listen to me. Tri-County Meat Market is the place to start for your weekend grilling needs. Head over to either location, put some good meat on the grill, and I know you're going to come by and thank me later.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
You invited Dak and Coop over to the house. What mama cooked?
She never disappoints.
Well, what was the meal? We're really curious.
Well, she had the local pizza, salads, pasta dish, chicken.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star.
Do you want to add more fun to watching NFL games? Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app or get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com and start playing the Pick'em game. Love playing Pick'em just about every game I play. Love winning money. You too can as well. Win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats like passing yards, rushing yards, touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, field goals made. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward. Signing up is easy. Just go to the mobile app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com.
911, what's your emergency?
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. In San Antonio, 5 domestic violence calls happen every hour.
The time to end domestic violence in our community is now.
Step out of violence.
You are not alone.
Call 211 for help. Call 911 if it's an emergency.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
See website for details. Bill Sappin is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
We should do what my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
Billshappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Bills Happen's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news! I went to billshappen.com, and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or diabetes, you're at higher risk of being hospitalized from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town, with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now, when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats to your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
The Halloween parties at the Roo Pub have become legendary. Plan now for the biggest and best Halloween party in San Antonio, Friday, October 25th. Kick off the party weekend at the 11th annual Halloween party with DJs inside the Roo Pub and Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. No cover charge and a $1,000 costume contest at midnight. This is the Halloween party you don't want to miss. Friday, October 25th, the Halloween party of the year. We'll see you at the Roo and wear a costume.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Bum, 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 bum. What we got, like 3 minutes, Vic? Man, you really blew this one.
Wow.
I'll save my MVP talk. Story came out yesterday about the White Sox owner, Jerry Reinsdorf.
He's a good guy. Everybody likes him.
Apparently, he's decided it's a good time to sell the White Sox.
Well, but let's see. Put together the worst team in the last 50 years and then sell them.
Consider this, though. In 1981, he bought that team for $20 million. They are now evaluated at $2.05 billion.
So that's 1,000% growth.
That's a good investment.
Oh, yeah, it is. If you can find those kind of things.
If I would have had $20 million in 1981, I think I would have bought them.
I think if you'd have had $20 million in 1981, you'd be dead.
Yeah.
You would have did all the coke.
It'd have killed you.
Or I'd be Jerry Reinsdorf.
You didn't want to be a millionaire in the 80s. No. That money was going to go
What
fast.
a time.
Ooh.
I've seen Miami Vice.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen Miami
There
Vice.
weren't a whole lot of ramifications to ill-gotten deeds.
I've seen Magnum P.I. What a show, Magnum P.I. What a freaking show. They don't make them like that anymore.
Yeah,
they tried to remake Magnum P.I.
Yeah.
It sucked.
No, you needed Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck was the man.
That Tom Selleck represented.
God, what a man he was. Is he dead?
No, he's still...
Burt Reynolds is the one who died.
Yeah, Burt passed.
Miss you, Burt.
He's still up there.
Yeah, Reinsdorf also owns the Bulls, and he's for a long time he said, I'm not willing to sell either team. But apparently he's in an active discussion with a group of prospective buyers led by former MLB All-Star Dave Stewart.
Are you kidding?
No.
We've talked Dave Stewart twice in the same day.
So off air, Rob and I were talking about, do you know any black guys named Dave?
We could only come up with Dave Stewart.
Dave Stewart is the only pro athlete that I could think of as a black guy named Dave. A lot of Davids.
David.
None go by Dave.
But Dave Stewart, who, by the way, was a mean SOB.
Yeah, he'd previously tried to buy the Marlins and A's. He's been trying to land a team in Nashville, an expansion team, but Reinsdorf can't get a stadium. He's talking about getting out of it.
Brilliant.
All right, we'll talk some MLB next. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, for the most part, still in good shape. We do have a stall on 35 southbound at Eisenhower. That is taking up a main lane, right lane. On 35 northbound Ben Zengelman, that stalls off to the right shoulder. I-10 westbound South Presa Street, disabled vehicle blocking the median, and I-10 upper level eastbound from Woodlawn over to Frio Street. That's some ongoing road work, and that's got the roadway reduced to just one lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Riding the work with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hey, sports bettors. Joe Reinigle here to tell you about my favorite sportsbook and casino, BetUS.com. You know, football is back, so it's time to get in on the action. I endorse one sportsbook and casino, and that is BetUS. BetUS went large for you this season. A huge offer, 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Get started today at BetUS.com or give them a call, 1-800-MY-BETUS. BetUS, where the game begins.
Real estate is out of control. Between guaranteed offer programs and new laws about agent commissions, it's gotten so confusing. Know what's not confusing? Paying someone a low, flat fee to sell your house. And that's where Listing Spark comes in. Listing Spark is Texas' flat fee real estate company. Flat fee selling is sweeping the nation because it's faster and it keeps more money in your pocket. In fact, professional real estate investors have known about it for years. With Listing Spark, you don't have to pay hefty agent commissions, and you don't have to leave money on the table. If you have a house worth $400,000, you actually sell it for $400,000 without paying $24,000 in agent commissions. And get this, if you get started today with Listing Spark, you can list with a local brokerage for as low as $395. Contact Listing Spark today to find out how much your home is worth for free. See, it's simple. Call 800-MLS-LIST or go to listingspark.com. That's listingspark.com. Listing Spark. Thousands of Texan homeowners agree. Selling's better with a low flat fee.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-583-5795.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe pork rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe pork rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
When you're hiring, ZipRecruiter's technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
911, what's your emergency?
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. In San Antonio, 5 domestic violence calls happen every hour.
The time to end domestic violence in our community is now.
Step out of violence.
You are not alone.
Call 211 for help. Call 911 if it's an emergency.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Hey, at Total Wine & More, you'll love what you find this Halloween.
Me thirsty.
Oh, hey Frankenstein. Did you enjoy that Cabernet?
Oh, good. Want margarita?
Well, all the villagers are raving about this tequila.
Ooh.
And we have it at the lowest price in town.
Economical.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In Major League Baseball playoffs, the Guardians got in the win column in the ALCS, beating the Yankees 7-5 in 10 innings. The Los Angeles Dodgers dispatched the Mets yet again 10-2. In college football, the 14th-ranked Texas A&M Aggies hit the road against Mississippi State, and the top-ranked Texas Longhorns take on the 5th-ranked Georgia Bulldogs in Austin 6:30 Saturday night. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yes, sir! Good morning, folks. AJ and Rob with you on a Friday. Friday, more like it.
Yeah. Finally.
There's Vic. What are you doing this weekend, Vic?
I don't know yet.
Sexing up the old lady, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a given.
Your pellets are going strong.
Yes, they are.
Vic gets these testosterone implants, and man, he's just like a kid walking around here for the first couple weeks.
Yeah.
Chest all puffy. He's like, oh.
Look at that.
My wife's going to get it when I get home.
They work. It works.
I guess, yeah. Good for you.
It works.
And Edwin's in the back room, presumably not having sex with anyone.
He's not married.
He's not married.
Oh, I forgot we all waited until we were married to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Well, the good ones do.
Yeah. How many good ones do you know working here?
None.
Here?
Yeah.
None.
Edwin and Minix are the only ones that waited for marriage. And Minix was it wasn't by choice.
Some will have it forced upon him. He was in the Navy. I hear stories about Navy guys.
I have too. Well, do you say virgin if you've never been with? He wasn't with a woman until he was married. I'll say.
Wow.
Oh, all poking fun. I just don't want you guys to give any money to those guys.
Yeah, just from what time? 12 to 1?
So today, noon to 1, we're going to be sitting over on KTSA 107.155.
It's a party in there, dude.
There's a band going on. We got bikers
There's
hanging
a
out in the
biker
lobby.
gang in the lobby. I saw them.
It looks like a bar.
Right.
It has a bar feel.
Except there's bikers, and then there's like cops and firefighters hanging out. Now they're hanging out separate but equal.
Right.
Well, they're all supporting a good cause.
And there's a live band.
Right?
We have a live band there.
Exactly at noon 01.
Noon o'clock.
Yeah, noon
I want you to write this number down. 866-379-0285. 866-379-0285. Exactly at noon, I want you to text the word GIVE to 866-379-0285. don't care how much you give, just give.
Like $2-3, man.
That's
$5,
cool.
$10.
Because we're going to be working and talking about the Jimenez thing from noon to 1, and we want the money to count toward us. So,
Yes.
We want you to give. Just wait till noon.
I've got an idea for next year, the Radiothon. Instead of 866-379-0285, we should be able to text the word "give" to 12345. They need to make some
So
easier.
hard to come by though. It's like
I think you can rent them. You can rent those numbers.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
There's the lawyer in town that has nothing but 4s.
Well, no, he paid good money for that. But what I'm saying is you can okay, you've got an event, you need a 5-digit code. You get a 5-digit code for
text
48
taco.
hours.
We could text taco.
Yeah.
Or something.
Text give to 1071, which is that's the call letters for KTSA.
I didn't know you could do that.
Or text huddle.
But yes, that's what you should.
So you can text it to 866-379-0285, or if you could want to talk to.
You don't want to talk. Nobody wants
to. Lovely people.
Nobody wants to talk.
654-5151.
Or go to ktsa.com and give there. Whatever works. But
all of it, don't do it till noon.
Noon o'clock. Save all your hard-earned money until noon, and then dump it for the needy kids on our little show.
Yeah, you could play the spot market until then. Maybe you'll make some more money.
And it's going to be my debut on KTSA.
You've not been over on the
That's
news
right.
red side.
No.
It smells funny in their studio.
They all like me because I bake cookies, and they all respect my cookie game. But they've never invited me on the air. I don't know why. I mean, I can talk about the stuff they're talking about. I could do my Donald Trump impersonation.
I'm sure they'd appreciate it.
That's right.
They would like it, yeah.
They're news. They do news.
Well, yeah, but what sometimes
With a
do they do fake news or real news? What kind of news are they doing?
News, depending on your
It's news.
perspective.
This is the good news. They're the good ones. There's good and bad people on both sides. Both sides. They're the good ones.
I like to think
why? You know why they're good? Because they support me. And anybody who supports me, they know what they're doing. Boy, do they know what they're doing. Major League Baseball. We're getting closer, Rob. What a game last night. I felt some guilt, felt a little remorse.
Which game were we saying was a good one?
The Guardians-Yankees game.
The late heroics.
Yeah. Well, let's just put this out of the way. The Dodgers beat the Mets 10-2. Shohei Ohtani with a leadoff home run and just
on base every time he stepped out of the dugout.
Shohei Ohtani is a good sports player. Breaking news. Doesn't matter who's pitching for I think the Dodgers are going to the World Series.
You think?
I think so.
I think they're pretty safe in the
They're up 2-1.
Yeah,
They're up 3-1 now.
They're up 3-1.
Yeah, they got one to go.
Safe.
It's over. It's over. The Yankees are now up 2-1, and they could have put a.
Oh, it took.
In the words of Ted Nugent, they could have put a stranglehold on this series, and they failed to.
Did they? I mean, it took literally everything they had, everything Cleveland could possibly dig out of their cleats and in the bottom of their guts. It took everything in the ninth just to get.
Well,
back.
remember,
do you think they're going to be able to do that again?
Remember, it was 3-1 going into the 8th inning. 3-1 Guardians.
Still, it took everything they had to win this game.
That's the probability to win chart, which it looks like an EKG, all the way down Guardians.
It was
all
heroic.
The way up Yankees.
It was heroic. It was extraordinary. But how many times have you seen a team? It's like, I hate to say it, but when you have when somebody is at the end, they normally out of nowhere have a couple of good days. And then it's over. I felt like this was the last gasp of a team that's like, this is all we've got. We're in front of our fans. We are not going to let them down after a great year. But I don't see how they can muster the kind of energy that took to close that thing out in the 10th. I mean, two heroes were required.
First and the 9th. And the guy they call Big Christmas, Jean-Kesky Noel. Jean-Kenzie?
I think that's how you say it.
Jean-Kenzie Noel. He's Dominicano.
It's a good name.
Jean-Kenzie Noel. They use him as a pinch hitter. He's a .218 hitter on the season.
Whew.
And they said, hey, Bubba, hey, Big Christmas, we need you.
That's a good nickname, too. I'm liking everything about this guy.
Yeah. And Big Christmas shows up, one swing of the bat.
Crack.
Boom. we're up again, or yeah, back in the game, sends it to extra innings, and David Fry, not nearly as cool of a name, but he hits a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 10th, and off of Clay Holmes, and the Guardians get the win. The craziest thing in this game, though, was the Guardians in the 8th inning brought in Emmanuel Clase, who has been pretty much the best relief pitcher in baseball
all year,
all season long.
Did he not get scored on? I mean, he had an ERA of like...
His ERA in the regular season, 0.61.
So last night was as bad a year as he's had last night.
47 saves on the season. 47. 0.61 ERA. And last night gives up back-to-back homers to Judge and Stanton. Now, just something like to put that into perspective, he had not given up more than more than 2 earned runs. He's given up 2 earned runs in one of the months this season. Right. Like, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah,
this dude is a monster.
And he had a year.
Yeah. He's given, in fact, he said worst playoffs.
Entire playoffs.
He has given up 6 earned runs in these playoffs. In the regular season, he gave up 5.
So he got touched last night, and they still win.
Back-to-back home runs off the best relief pitcher in baseball, and they still got the win.
That either lights a fire that cannot be put out, or you're out of gas. I mean, it was a Herculean effort to get there.
I like to think it'll spark something, but I don't know. I mean, the fact that Aaron Judge is starting to wake up, that's not ideal if you're a Guardians fan. You still, it just feels like every time they get a hit, it's almost like you got lucky.
But this is a Yankee team that, top heavy. If something stutters up top, there's not a lot coming around the corner. There's nobody coming 6, 7, or 8 to save you. So it could turn. I just don't think it, given the circumstances, it was heroic. It was wonderful. Cleveland, everybody went home happy. But the expectation of them being able to do that again, I don't know.
Now to the hill tonight for the Guardians is Gavin Williams. And Gavin Williams isn't a bad pitcher. He's got a 4.86 ERA on the season. The problem is
average innings pitched.
When Gavin Williams pitches, the Guardians don't seem to perform. Gavin Williams, despite being around league average in a lot of metrics, is 3-10 on the season, which tells you if you're a league average pitcher and you're 3-10, your team ain't hitting for you.
They're keeping him in too long.
Could be that.
I'm not kidding.
I'd take him out after he gives up the first couple runs.
Well, I think seriously that they're like, dude, you're gonna have to make it to the 4th inning no matter what you do. So you hold on for dear life because that's their game.
Now, Luis Hill is starting for the Yankees. He has not appeared in a game since September 28th. Now, this guy was like, Luis Hill early in the season was like kind of a candidate to be Rookie of the Year. I think he started out the season like 9-0 or 10-0. He finished the year 15-7. Things started to unravel for him a little bit. His last 2 outings saw him give up 6 earned runs in 5 innings to the Pirates and 4 earned runs in 5 innings to the A's. Those aren't good starts. So they said, you know what? We're going to go on to these playoffs without you. They didn't use him in the first round of the playoffs. Now they're like, well, guess we got to roll with it here.
Well, they're in pretty good shape. If you're going to start somebody, this is the time to do it.
I think you're right.
I mean, on the road, you're going to get to go back home no matter what you do. Well,
they've got. I mean, if the Guardians can't beat Luis Hill right now, then they don't deserve to win anything anyway. So screw them. For the Yankees, the Dodgers and the Mets, Jack Flaherty and his dominant postseason take on David Peterson. David Peterson's been very good this season as well, so it's good on good in this Dodgers-Mets game, but up 3-1. I mean, the Mets lost yesterday with their best pitcher on the mound.
Yeah.
It's an uphill climb. They felt like the
team of destiny till they weren't.
Until they ran into that buzzsaw of the Dodgers.
You catch that game, Dodgers-Mets on our sister, ESPN 1250, 3:30 today.
All right. Well, there you go. 3:30.
3:30. That's what it says right here on my page.
Oh, on our sister station.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking, how are you going to hear?
I'm not saying you stay there, but you have two buttons. You can
Yeah, of course. I don't know. What do you think will be better, that or the Blitz
the
today?
Blitz is always better.
Always?
Well, better than always. I would say always.
What if it was a Game 7?
I would say listen to the Blitz.
Ooh, bold strategy.
Well, they'll keep you up to date. See, if you were watching the game, you wouldn't have no idea what's going on in the Blitz. But if you listen to the Blitz,
But what if they're going to
will tell you what's going on, and you will only get what you need.
What
scores and updates?
They're going to be talking about New Braunfels high school football.
No. They'll be talking about that when they play in the game. I'm pretty sure there won't be a whole lot of New Braunfels high school football.
They got interviews for it.
In game.
Okay.
In game.
All right. I'll allow it then. I'll allow it. But today, just remember who you're giving money to.
Noon to 1.
Noon to 1. That's right. You're not giving the money to us. We're not going to spend the money. And if we did get the money, like if it accidentally went to our accounts, we would directly.
I'd buy more eggs.
We would put it on black, spin the wheel, and if it won, we'd give it all to the kids.
I'd get more pellets.
Oh, okay. You don't need more pellets, dude. You don't need more pellets. Every time Vic turns in the studio, his chair moves because he's.
We don't want to. We won't want to get into.
Like Iron Man. He's
problems.
Like Iron Man, but only in his pants. All right. I got to tell you guys about my good friends over at Carbach. I'm actually heading to Houston this weekend. And you know what they're doing in Houston this weekend? The Love Street Music Fest. And this is the biggest music fest that Carbach does every year. The good folks at Carbach, they're in the giving spirit too. They said, you know what? All this tragedy that's happened out on the East Coast, we're going to, instead of taking money for this concert, it's a free show now. If you want to, donate to the Hurricanes. We're doing a fundraiser for hurricane benefit because those guys in Houston, they know what it's like. And Carbach's been through it, and they decided we're going to make this event a benefit. So good on them. A good show. If you're in the H this Sunday, stop by and have yourself some of that fine beer. They've got a ton on tap at the brewery, more than you can get anywhere else. But wherever you are in San Antonio, you can get your hands on some. Crawford Bach you usually see out and about. You'll see the Hopadillo, which is their flagship IPA, an all-time favorite for me. And their best seller in San Antonio is the Love Street Blonde. It's a Kolsch-style ale. Eric Warner, their head brewer, literally, quite literally, wrote the book on brewing Kolsch beers. And this is his take on the Kolsch, and it is a fantastic, light-drinking, smooth beer. Check it out wherever you're at. When you get to the grocery store, you get to the liquor store, grab yourself some Carbach. Or when you're out at a bar or a restaurant this weekend, ask the bartender to please make it a Carbach.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
You invited Dak and Coop over to the house. What Mama cooked?
She never disappoints.
Well, what was the meal? We're really curious.
Well, she had the local pizza, salads, pasta dish, chicken.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
When you're trying to find quality candidates, all the searching, screening, and interviewing can become a job itself. You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Flo here from Progressive to tell you how you get more than great savings with us. You get customer service access through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
That's a lot of ways I can get in touch with you. I see what's going on here. You can't name favorites, but I'm your #1 customer.
Actually, we offer all our customers these ways to contact us.
I'm sure you give just any customer your personal
company
contact info.
Well, you did call us more than any other customer this year. So in that sense, you are our #1 customer.
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 3:15. The Aggies take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
I dug into the Brigade Bar a little bit, and I hadn't really been able to be focused on it much today. But thank you guys for listening. Kevin says Dave Winfield. How did we forget Dave Winfield?
I agree. You have to be a baseball player to be known as Dave.
Ren says Dave Justice.
No,
that's David Justice. He was always David Justice. And if you called him Dave, you're probably a white guy.
Well, and he was on David Justice, kind of a tool anyway,
but he got Halle Berry.
and he got everything he deserved.
Yeah,
all of it.
Well, he still got Halle Berry.
Yeah, he did.
I mean,
I'm not disparaging getting. Sometimes you deserve what you get.
That's true. He wasn't. I mean, like Andre Rison got his house burned down by,
and he probably deserved exactly by Left Eye, and she got. God,
man,
we're gonna go.
You're
down.
so anti-man.
I'm not anti-man.
You don't know what those women were doing to cause those men to cheat.
I didn't say they were cheating.
Yeah, they were. That's the root of all.
Left Eye, she put all of his shoes, which is.
That's a big no-no, huh? That's
set him on fire in the bathtub.
Yeah.
I can replace the house. I can't replace the Dornbachers.
Those
you know what I
shoes
mean?
are gone.
I can't go get those again.
Nope, they're gone. But a woman scorned, they say. I don't know what the whole. John says Dave Roberts.
Dave Roberts,
manager of the Dodgers, who former major leaguer. But it's true. He's a brother, and
got to be baseball.
Yeah,
again, it falls into the baseball axiom. Dave Bing. There we go. Dave Bing, basketball player.
Dave Robinson.
See, not Dave. Sorry.
No,
he was never Dave.
Dang. Yeah, I mean, it's a rare thing for black guys to be called Dave.
Unless you're playing baseball.
Yeah.
Then you get to be Dave. Or maybe you don't get to be. You're forced to be.
You just are. But, David Justice wasn't forced to be. He stuck with David.
But we never even tried. I never thought of calling him Dave.
Dave Justice? That just sounds weird. It sounds like a knockoff superhero. Like it's like Walmart Captain America. Like, it's like if you got a Captain America toy at Dollar General, or at the flea market in Mexico. It's like
it's Dave
Justice. And he's got a shield.
Not quite.
It's a square shield, though.
Yeah.
Dave Justice.
Your average superhero. What's your superpower? I can unclog any toilet.
And it's probably misspelled. It's spelled Justice. Justice.
I'm Dave Justice.
Dave
Superpower,
Justice.
plumbing.
Longhorns in action this weekend in the game of the week.
Game of the week of the year.
It might be the game of the year. I mean,
well, it is this week. The game of the week of the year. We'll have another one, but this week it's the game of the week of the year.
I would say this is right there with Alabama, Georgia, as and you know what? Ohio State, Oregon last week, I guess.
And we still got Ohio State and Michigan. We got Ohio State, Penn State coming. There's a couple more SEC.
I don't think those are on this level, though.
We'll see with how things shake. I mean, there's still
Michigan's
weeks
already
to go.
lost 2 games.
Well, Michigan wasn't the best one, but we got Penn State and Ohio State kind of going to be dueling up at the top. There's still some games that matter, but this week, and it probably will be the apex of the games of the weeks of the year, but I still think there's more coming. That we're still only about halfway into this party.
I will say this. There's a couple things on this game that I think are worth noting. Georgia has not been – they've been good on defense. They have not been great on defense. They've been solid. And in the Kirby Smart era, Georgia has consistently had a dominant defense.
Mm-hmm.
They are not dominant right now. And they are particularly vulnerable to explosive plays. And we saw Alabama chew them up with big plays. And that, okay, Jalen Milroe's the best deep ball thrower in college football. No big deal, right? Last week they got beat up by Mississippi State on some big chunk plays. That's worrisome.
It would be if I didn't know that at every position they're running the best athlete out. I mean, at every position, all 11 on that defense would start on every other team in the country. I mean, they have nothing but 5 stars.
I don't know if that's the case at Texas.
I don't think you can say that about Texas, but what I will say
I'm saying I don't know that all these Georgia kids would start at Texas.
Well, I mean, they would be, let's be real. I mean, if you're at Georgia, you're at Texas, you go other places, and you might not start in that position, you're going to play a lot of football.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at is while they not scheme-wise might be victimized this year, it doesn't take much to get things fixed. And I don't think Mississippi State, you're coming in against Texas. You only need to give about 50, 60% to go beat this team. I don't think you saw a whole lot. I think you saw a team prepping for the biggest game of the year for them the following week. That being said, they're still far behind. You know what I mean? You could just look at these two teams, the tracks that they have taken. And granted, Georgia has had a far more difficult way. They played tougher teams in tougher confines. They have. I mean, they've played a harder schedule than Texas.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Georgia, they were at Alabama. You're right. I was thinking that game was at home. But, I mean.
They played better.
At Michigan, is it? I mean, you're right. And Clemson, the Clemson win looks better now. You're right.
They played a better schedule. It doesn't mean that at the sum total at the end of the year it'll be better. But to date,
no, you're right.
I have a better idea about what Georgia can do against good teams than I do about Texas. And the only thing that gives me any pause is Texas, on the road against Michigan, it might look better as the season goes on. But at the time, they rolled in pretty comfortable and confident and got off to a good start. I want to see what they look like with adversity. But at every angle, I can't find a way Texas loses this game. I really can't. I think they could flub it up and they could lose it. I don't think they can get beat, if that makes sense.
That's the thing about that's what makes this game hard to purse is that we haven't seen Texas in a close game.
So
they haven't been on the ropes. They haven't been in trouble.
Well, they've only been down once, right?
They were down 3-0 to Oklahoma, and then they rolled off a million unanswered.
So that's the only concern for
That's the adversity that they face. Georgia almost lost to Kentucky.
Well, again.
And you can say, I get it, the Mississippi State game, maybe they weren't giving their all. Dude, that game was tight at halftime, and if Georgia was going to crank something up, they would have. They got clamped down. Kentucky's defense is legit, and they held Georgia down. The thing that concerns me for Texas here is defensively, I don't think anybody expected Texas's defense to be as good as it's been. They lost a bunch of guys to the NFL. They lost both those run stuffers to the NFL.
That big,
Sweat and Murphy that were like the two, maybe the two best run stuffers in college football last year, both gone. So you think, okay, they're gonna drop off defensively. They've been great. The problem is they've not faced a complete offense yet.
Right, and they haven't really faced a team that can truly devote themselves to the run. Like, we're going to come at you.
I was going to say the bigger issue is they haven't faced a quarterback that can threaten to pass, so they've been able to focus everything on the run because Michigan can't throw the ball.
No.
Oklahoma can't throw the ball. So they've said, okay, well, we'll just pile everyone in. That's how we'll stop the run. You can't do that against Georgia. Your safeties aren't going to be able to be run-focused against Georgia. Carson Beck is a player.
And they don't run the ball.
They don't run the ball much.
And that's the problem, I think. If they can't figure out how to run the ball against Texas, they're going to get beat. They can't run the ball. They can't protect their defense by running the ball. The defense getting beat with big plays, which forces your offense and to throw the ball even more. And they got caught in that circle twice. One they managed to get out, one they didn't. They're good enough to beat them. I just can't find an angle where they can sustain, given what I know about both teams, to beat them. And I get why the number keeps going further and further Texas's way. And the closer you get to the game, the more you look at their run game, which is terrible. This could be not an OU, but I think it's going to be a lot of points. And neither team really slow the other down, other than Texas will have so many more opportunities to score. I just think they're going to get the ball more. They're going to score more, and they're going to, unless they lose it, unless they do something dumb, get behind the chains, and start to panic. And I just don't think Texas, despite not having to play anybody yet, is going to do that.
I generally think that as well. I will say this is, if Texas wins this game, because I've been in the mindset that there's no really great teams this season.
Not yet.
If Texas wins this, they become like the prohibitive favorites to win the national title. If Texas handles business here, we kind of have to stop asking questions about Texas, and now we have to start being shocked if they do lose.
I think we're already there, man.
You think they're that much better?
After what they did to OU, I think that we're already there. They're so much better than everybody else playing. That's why I keep saying I know Georgia's good. I know that they're stocked full. But right now, Texas is not only stocked full, but they're playing well.
I'll give you some concerns if you're a Texas fan. Kirby Smart has, essentially only lost to Alabama in the last 5 years. I don't know that they have a loss to a team not called Alabama in the last 5 years. That's the only team that's been able to solve them. The other thing is, historically, and this goes back to Mac Brown era, the week after Texas plays OU is a rough one. And this year in particular, you've got this is maybe the first time in their history they've got a bigger game after Oklahoma than what the Oklahoma game was.
Yeah, and the good news is OU went well. You built some momentum. It could have been a lot worse. You fight hard, you give everything you got, and you got this real quick turnaround against the next best team you're ever going to see. It went well. They come in with some momentum.
And Hunter says Texas defense only giving up 3 touchdowns in 6 games has to count for something. Dude, it's incredible. It's incredible. But the best quarterback they've seen is probably Colorado State's. Like Nicolosi. Yeah. Like it's bad. It's a bad run of quarterbacks that they've played. This is certainly a different test, but if they pass it, I think this team we're going to have to start talking about them being special. And I'll be honest, I don't think their players are significantly better than everybody else's. Well, I think you have to start giving Sark a lot of credit. And in that Oklahoma game, the kids say, Sark was in his bag. He was pulling stuff out that, like, oh boy, he's styling on these dudes, and his playbook has to be the biggest in the country. Like, he's got stuff that you don't see.
When you have quarterbacks like that, yeah.
It certainly helps, doesn't it?
Special stuff. Now, be careful. Texas hasn't played anybody yet. You haven't hit the wave.
This is goalpost moving 101.
You are now in it. You started last week. You are now in it for the next 5 weeks. You are now in your season. Everything up to this point, starting with OU, was preseason. Michigan, kind of a fine-tuner. But Colorado State and Lob, whatever directional, those were preseason games. Now you're in it.
Dude,
we'll see how it goes.
They went to the Big House and literally took a dump on their front porch.
Yes, but on a team that had lost its coach and 80% of their starters off a national championship team. This was a team that was not what they were.
Well, how come USC didn't do it?
I'm not saying USC is any better. I'm not trying to say Texas is any worse than they are. But let's not pretend that they've come in battle-hardened. There hadn't been a whole lot of iron sharpens iron going on.
I agree. I think there are questions, and because but they did win at Michigan.
And until you do something else, that's all you can hang your hat on.
And they won impressively against Oklahoma.
Yes, they did. And you just started your season. Michigan was, but it was sandwiched in between two light games. You could take it easy before and after and prepare. Now it's wave after wave after wave. Can you stay on top? I think they can. They certainly have everything else, but that's the biggest question. Can they maintain and can they fight through adversity? Because they have seen none of it.
If they win this game, I think this might be a special year for them.
Well, we'll start talking about that LSU team. They're not as deep as that LSU with Burrow and everybody else that was going to be a first-round speedster, but we'll start talking about it because the backdrop of first time in an SEC.
And I think the other thing to consider is, as dominant as they've been, keep in mind, they played 3 games with a backup quarterback.
Yeah, but see, don't give me that either. Dude, he's not your typical backup quarterback.
Okay.
He's a redshirt sophomore.
He was making his first 3 starts in his career.
He's the highest-rated recruit ever to come out of high school. Yeah, he's a backup. I'll give you that.
You lost the Heisman favorite and won all 3 games.
Against whom?
UTSA, UL Monroe, and Mississippi State.
Okay.
All right. But again, they handled business.
I'm not saying they didn't, but until...
Who hasn't played those schedules at this point,
You're
though?
right. I'm not... See, you Texas fans, settle down. You're in where I've said you were going to be. You have begun the assault on Omaha Beach, and it's about a 6-week attack. And you're very likely to survive. You might be Private Ryan, or you might be the dude that's holding his arm falling into the ocean. I mean, it might be that guy. We don't know yet because you haven't seen it yet.
See, at the beginning of the season, I thought there were 3 games on the schedule that were going to be the test for Texas. It was Michigan, Oklahoma, and Georgia. Now I think you have to add A&M into that conversation. That's going to be a road game. It's going to be a wild environment, and A&M's significantly better than I thought they were. Even though they've lost a game, that's a good team. They're solid. But the first 2 legs of this thing, you've finished,
not yet,
and not only finished,
not yet.
The first 2 legs are finished. The Michigan and Oklahoma really games are finished.
Yeah, but remember what we were saying when they went to...
Dude, nobody thought Michigan was a national title contender, but no one's going to Michigan and doing that to them. No one is. Like, whatever you think about that Michigan team, first of all, like I said, they can't throw. That defense is still elite.
Yeah, they're playing big house, Big Ten football.
Michigan's defense this season is better than Georgia's. And
well, depending on who you're talking about, who they played. But yeah, I get you. I'm not denigrating. But what I keep saying is, don't keep thinking Michigan was a test other than it was a good football team. It wasn't anything more than that. They had no championship aspirations. They knew they were underskilled with all the dudes do. This was early in the season with a first-year head coach. They had a lot of things coming against them as Texas rolled in on a roll.
I think they were more undercoached than underskilled because Michigan is still loaded with 5 stars.
Likely, but they even against at their highest skill level, they're not matching Texas.
All right, we'll talk on the other side. We'll talk about the Aggie game this week and maybe hit the UTSA game as well. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1. I got to tell you about my friends over at SA Card House. And guys, this weekend they got the big tournament going. Tag team back again. Check it to wreck it. Let's begin. You like that, Vic? It's
good. That was good.
At noon tomorrow. They've got this tag team no limit hold'em tournament. $15K guaranteed. $15,000 guaranteed prize pool. And the way it works is this: there's going to be 20-minute levels through the late registration period, 30-minute levels after that, after the registration closes. After registration, you and your teammate combine your stacks, and then you take turns playing your stacks for 15 minutes. You switch out every 15 minutes, and the best team is going to take home the lion's share of that $15K guarantee. SA Card House, a great place to play anyway. It's a great location there at 281 in Bitters, centrally located. Good vibes, good people, great food, great bar. It's a good time. Stop by, even if you're not sure you want to, be a member for the poker, stop by and have a meal. Have that spicy fried rice. Ooh, chef's kiss. But again, get out there for this tournament this weekend. If you're a player, find your partner. See if you're the best team in San Antonio, and I will see you out on the tables.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, for the most part, still in good shape. We do have a stall on 35 southbound at Eisenhower that is taking up a main lane, right lane. On 35 northbound Ben Zengelman, that stalls off to the right shoulder. I-10 westbound South Presa Street, disabled vehicle blocking the median, and I-10 upper level eastbound from Woodlawn over to Frio Street. That's some ongoing road work, and that's got the roadway reduced to just one lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. With Progressive Insurance, you can make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance. Visit Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Can you dig it? Come into any Ewald Kubota dealer and dig the savings on the full line of Kubota excavators. Like 0%, 0 down for 48 months. Plus, save up to $10,000 off. Come see us. Kubota deals are here. Kubota deals are now.
Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great! Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
We should do what my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
Billshappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Bills Happen's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news! I went to billshappen.com, and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first and buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it is a football Friday, and I tell you what, I'm looking forward to all the great football this weekend, including Texas and Georgia.
Including Texas and Georgia? That's the only game that really matters, and we're going to be all over it. Plus, we'll talk about another one that matters. Aggies, Mississippi State. Andrew Monaco will join us at 3:35.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We're talking about these daily fantasy sites, and I'm about to start doing commercials for Underdog.
And I represent
Underdog.
I endorse Prize Picks. We all have our
Rob and I are going to be
individual merits.
battling.
It'll be interesting to see if the lines are different.
Yeah, but I tried it last night for the first time. My first now, like I did daily fantasy back when it was like DraftKings was the
that's how they
the
started.
originator,
Yeah.
and it was like just build your roster. It was like a 1 week fantasy football thing basically, and I would do that. But I, in Vegas, these sites don't exist. Like you can't play these games. But I tried it for the first time last night, and I won. And I won in such impressive fashion because I had Clark Schmidt, the Yankee starter, under 14.5 outs, which basically means he's not going to go a full 5 innings. He pitched 4 2/3. He left the game after 14 outs, so I won that by a half an out. And then I played the under on Spencer Rattler's passing yards. And now I will say this: I wish that I'd lost that one because as soon as they took him out of the game, I lost my under, which I had actual like significant dollars on.
Well,
but I won $60 on $10 my first.
I truly believe that if you play fantasy sports, you do have a leg up on the daily fantasy stuff. You do have an idea how these guys go.
I'm in it, baby.
I love basketball for that very reason.
And I have a guy. I have a guy in Vegas who is all he bets is player props. So he'll send we trade information. He takes my college football picks, whatever my NFL stuff is, and he'll just send me weekly. Like, this is the player props you need to be looking for. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to get him. I'm going to be rich, boys. We're going to be Angel Reese kind of rich.
Man, I need to make my rent.
$8,000 a month rent kind of rich. The Story So Far is going to be playing at the Techport at Boeing Center, or Boeing Center at Techport. I always get that mixed up. If you would like to go see them, well, and it's going to be a great time, by the way. We heard their music yesterday. Kind of sounds like Newfound Glory or Blink-182, like that punk pop kind of band. If you want to go see them, you can see them December 7th. If you are caller number 3 to our little radio station here, we'll give you a pair of tickets to go see The Story So Far live December 7th at the Boeing Center. If you don't win, get your tickets at BoeingCenterTechport.com. All right, your Aggies coming off the bye. As I mentioned, this is one of the more impressive teams in the SEC so far.
And getting better by the week.
I think so, too. Now, I had real concerns about them during the Bowling Green game. And I was like, man, this might be rough. And, I mean, my big concern was week 1 when I said, I texted you. I was like, I don't know if this kid can play quarterback. This kid might just suck. And Connor Wegman against Mizzou looked like a totally different dude.
Was the Connor Wegman we saw last year in his first couple of starts, was the Connor Wegman that was recruited as the top pocket dude in the country. I mean, he can deliver. Now, there's still growing to do, but he has gotten better every week. He's kind of hamstrung by the talent he has at wide receiver. He doesn't have what he had last year. They lost a couple of guys, but the guys that are there are growing into the gig. I think what has helped Connor more than anything else is a defense that will protect him, a defense that will not allow them to get too far behind. And as long as they're in it, they can run the ball and do the play action stuff, this pro-style offense that was built around him. Not Marcel, not the speed to the edge guy. This offense was built for a guy that will drop back and deliver dimes. That's what he's been doing. Can he maintain it against a better defense? We'll see. But so far, so good as his health has improved.
Well, we won't know this week if he can do it against a better defense because Mississippi State is probably the worst team in the SEC.
It'd be hard to argue. I mean, Auburn's
right
next
in that
to
discussion, but I think Mississippi State would lose to Auburn, and they'll play that later in the season. But yeah, now the concern would be, and I think it's less of a concern because they're coming off the bye, but they've got LSU on deck, which is suddenly a huge game.
Well, I think A&M and Texas, A&M and LSU, are the inside trackers to get into the playoff. One of these two teams is going to get in the playoff.
A&M and LSU?
One of these two will get in.
I think so. And they're two teams that were not really looked at as play. They were looked at as kind of the second tier, quite frankly, because it was Texas, Georgia, Bama, Tennessee, Missouri, and Ole Miss. Because that was the top tier.
And A&M gets their side that they can eliminate some pretenders, and LSU gets their side to A&M to eliminate some pretenders or contenders that A&M doesn't get to play, and then they play each other.
Yeah.
So whoever controls the rest of the season, they do indeed control their destiny.
It's an elimination game.
Yeah, they'll make it. Whoever wins out. Now, I think there's an equal possibility that neither go. But
remember, LSU's got a sneaky tough game this weekend in Arkansas.
Yeah, they've got a couple. So it's 50-50 that one or the other go, but it's also on the other 50 that neither go.
Yeah. I think the loser of this game, you can forget it.
Neither team can afford to lose.
I say now we're looking ahead a week, but no, I do think that Texas A&M should go into Mississippi State and make a statement coming off that bye.
Well, the good news is from here on out, statements don't matter. Just get the W.
That's true.
I mean, from here on out, it's not a beauty contest. Just walk out with a W and finish the season with as few L's as you can, and you'll be exactly where you got to be. This is no longer about trying to get to the 4 seed. This is just trying to be amongst the crowd.
They are 18-point favorites on the road against Mississippi State.
And I don't think they're going to cover that.
I don't think so either.
That's an awfully big ask for a team that's trying to keep some things under wraps and still kind of grow into itself. I think it'll be a well-played game on both sides, but
I don't think A&M's the kind of team that I want to back laying a big number yet.
No, I don't want them. That's the thing. That Jimbo would have chased that number.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The old Aggie coaches, Sumlin and Jimbo, those dudes would have seen 18 and gone for 24. Right now, just go win the football game. Just win it. I don't care. 3 points, 1 point. Win the game, go home, and we'll fight next week.
Jeff Traylor's Roadrunners are back at home. And by the way, we'll give away tickets coming up in the next segment to Florida Atlantic UTSA. But
I hope they get a win.
They need one desperately. This
Coach,
Florida Atlantic team is not good. But quite frankly, UTSA has been not good. And that loss to Rice is Coach Traylor's saying all the right things. His kids are still focused on what's in front of them, but what a deflating loss in a game that you had won. That game was in your pocket.
What's the old axiom? When you win big, you're hard on your kids. When you get beat like that, last second, you love on them for a week. And I think he's done everything he can to try to get them to feel better about themselves. It's been hard, but you can only love on your kids for a week.
Yeah.
If they come out and they play half-ass football and even win against a bad team, I mean, they're more talented than FAU. I'm not sure if I'm Coach Traylor, I'm any happier come Monday. This is a team that needs to roll out, be happy, and just kick a little ass. Feel good about yourselves.
Yeah.
This is the reason why you're playing FAU for homecoming.
I do think that Owen McCown is better than I thought he was early in the season. And part of it is, man, their early season schedule is just brutal. That at Texas State and at Texas back-to-back, it's just like, you're kind of setting yourself up for an ugly start. But then the two most recent losses, the Rice loss and the East Carolina loss, those are concerning. Those are teams that you should be able to handle, and they didn't. And that's the case again this week. Although again, you're at home, and UTSA has been far more successful in the Dome than they have been away from it. So hopefully the UTSA fans show out and give this team a boost.
Let's give some credit real quick. Justin Burke, their OC and quarterbacks coach at UTSA, he's the one that's fostered this kid, and he's the one that was behind Frank, too. So good coaching has brought McCown into kind of a place that, like you just said, I don't think a lot of us thought he would even be starting, much less doing what he's doing. So part of the maturation of a team that isn't a bit of a turnover, but they need it this week because I'm tired of hearing Coach apologize for his players.
Yeah.
Tired of hearing him saying, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is it's certainly an important game for UTSA. So go down and pack the dome. All right. Halfway through the show here, when we come back, we'll start taking a look at the NFL. We'll start with those Houston Texans. They do have a game this weekend. They're at the Packers. See if we think they'll get the job done. And, again, I'll give away some UTSA tickets. I'll give away one of those Rangers World Series rings as well. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jim Rome. Have a take, don't suck on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. KTFM Floresville.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Got a couple of new trouble spots. An accident on Highway 90 westbound just past Nogalitos. That's in the right lane. And I-10 westbound approaching 35. That wreck is blocking the center median. I-10 westbound just past 37. That's a disabled vehicle blocking the median. That's just southeast of downtown. Pretty much most all our major freeway systems now starting to fill in and slow down for your morning commute. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time saver traffic.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. With Progressive Insurance, you can make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance. Visit Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Difficult people are a reality of life. One of the things that makes them difficult is sometimes they are unaware just how difficult they are to be around. Or, sadly enough, they just don't care. Whatever the reason, from time to time, you're going to be around someone who wants to make life difficult for you by their actions or words. There's an Old Testament proverb that says, a hot-tempered person stirs up conflict, but the one who is patient calms a quarrel. For 25 years, I've been indebted to Stephen Covey, whose book, 7 Habits, helped me understand in a practical way the huge difference between reacting and responding. Mature people, he writes, are able to expand the time between stimulus and action. By expanding that time, they are able to respond wisely rather than react in a way that makes matters worse. So, the next time someone intentionally or unintentionally does or says something unkind, take a breath, take your time, think of the big picture, and respond. This is Mark Absher, the MacArthur Park Church of Christ, the MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
911, what's your emergency?
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. In San Antonio, 5 domestic violence calls happen every hour.
The time to end domestic violence in our community is now.
Step out of violence.
You are not alone.
Call 211 for help. Call 911 if it's an emergency.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out. Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. Recently, we've all seen advertisements from attorneys here in San Antonio saying their firm does not get paid an attorney fee unless there's a recovery. And maybe you've heard, we don't get paid unless you get paid, or words to that effect. Well, that is what I've been doing for more than 30 years. I honestly did not know that there were attorneys in San Antonio that would represent an injured client and charge a fee if there was no recovery. You see, I practice law with basic principles, one of which is you never need an excuse to do the right thing. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, including a commercial or business vehicle, an 18-wheeler, call me. The phone call and consultation is free. If you hire me, I will not get a fee unless there is a recovery. And this has been true for me and my firm for more than 30 years. My number, 210-900-0400, that's 210-900-0400, or check out my website, alawyerforus.com.
Get huge savings during the fall sales event at Ancira Nissan on IH-10 West. At Ancira Nissan, lease this 2025 Sentra S for just $218 per month for 36 months, or this 24 Rogue SV for just $258 per month for 36 months. Stop in or check us out at AnciraNissanSA.com. The fall sales event at Ancira Nissan on IH-10 West between Wurzbach and Heidner.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
What's up? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Center.
In Major League Baseball playoffs, the Guardians got in the win column in the ALCS, beating the Yankees 7-5 in 10 innings. The Los Angeles Dodgers dispatched the Mets yet again 10-2. In college football, the 14th-ranked Texas A&M Aggies hit the road against Mississippi State, and the top-ranked Texas Longhorns take on the 5th-ranked Georgia Bulldogs in Austin 6:30 Saturday night. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh yeah, halfway home, baby, on a Friday. Hope you guys have some good stuff planned this weekend. I got some beer and barbecue in my future. I can tell you that much right now.
Trying to weasel my way into a dove hunt.
Ooh.
Trying to force myself onto a.
That means I might.
Spoiled.
Maybe I can weasel my way into some dove.
Yeah. Well, called hunting, not killing.
Yeah.
There might be a dove.
Well, yeah.
It's more about the walk and the company that it is the birds.
I am one of these dudes who I hate going hunting if I don't win. If I don't come away with something, I'm pissed.
I'm perfectly fine coming home without
I don't want to be cold. I don't want to wake up early. Like all the things that you got to do, it's like, this sucks. Although dove hunting, usually you do it at dusk, at least in my...
Sun up, sundown.
Yeah. I've never been an early morning bird hunter, but with deer, it's always early.
Well, you get some late. You can get some late.
Man.
Biggest one I ever shot, I got late.
Really?
At sunset, yeah.
But you wake up early in the cold, go sit out in a blind.
Love it.
And you don't see anything.
Great. Well, you see stuff. You just might not see the deer. There's plenty to see. and feel and
There's
smell.
plenty of times I had to carry the gun down the blind because my dad was too drunk to climb down with a weapon in his hand.
That's why you got to go hunting. That's why
true.
we take our sons.
That's a good point.
Here, hold this, hon. Hold this.
I don't know. He could have taken a shot some of those times. There's no way you should be handling munitions, friend. Hey,
sitting.
You want to go see? Did we get a winner for the story so far tickets?
I believe so. It is Chris Oropeza.
Oropesa. Orale, Chris.
We've added some new Daves.
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Meggett added to the list.
Talk about off the list.
Super Dave Osborne.
Super Dave. Oh, he's God rest his soul.
He's a white though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had Dave DeBuscher on the.
He's a white.
He is a white.
There's Dave Coulier but he's white. There's a lot of white Daves.
There was another Dave that we had gotten.
Did we miss another one? I thought that was it. Dave Meggett, Dave Chappelle. No, that's the only one.
Those are the only ones I felt like we had a new one.
If you can think of any more famous black Daves.
We're looking for Dave, not David.
Yeah.
Yeah, plenty of black Davids. We're looking for a black Dave. It's like, I mean, it's almost like you don't meet Mexican dudes named,
Richard.
Right. or really even
Connor.
like Joe, because most Mexicans are
Jose.
Jose.
Yeah,
I know
right,
Joes.
Joe or Juan.
I know some Joes.
Yeah.
I bet a lot of those guys are named Jose.
No, I know their dads.
You think they're Josephs?
They're Josephs. But they're second generation, third generation.
See, my middle name's Joe.
But it's not Jose?
It's not even Joseph. It's just Joe. So, my
okay. That's country there.
Oh, yeah, baby. I'm of the people. Para la gente. All right. If you want to go see UTSA take on Florida Atlantic,
homecoming, baby.
Hopefully get themselves a win.
Yeah, that's right. The homecoming.
Let's go caller number 5. Caller number 5. You will grab tickets to UTSA and Florida Atlantic. Should be a good one. The Houston Texans back in action this weekend. They are at the Green Bay Packers. The question about the Texans is, sitting at 5-1, that's fine and good. Are they for real? Are they getting? Is the hype getting ahead of the? Is the horse getting ahead of the cart? What do you think, Rob? Is this how good is this Texans team?
They're very good.
Okay. Are they like Super Bowl contender good?
They could be.
Oof.
Why not? What exactly about them tells you they shouldn't be? There have been teams of equal merit that have made it that far.
No, that's true. Well, Patrick Mahomes tells me they should.
Well, no, I'm not saying they're going to get there, but if they did manage to get there, if they managed to jump and get past Kansas City for whatever reason, their defense, when healthy, is as good as anybody's. Only thing I look at that team that is a weakness is their offensive line, but they're able to get around that.
Yeah.
With a stellar offensive play and
especially when they've got a running game.
And running game is functioning. Mixon's in there, and if Collins gets back, which does matter, I mean, it
No
does.
doubt.
But with everything functioning, yeah.
The Texans have been tested twice, I think, and beating the Bills at home is a good data point.
Yes.
You beat the Bills wherever it is, that's a good thing. Although that was a coin flip game, it's a close game. Their one road game test was at Minnesota, and they got lit up.
Yeah, that's
early.
Concerning. Well, it's early. You're a young team, and sometimes you get tagged in the nose and never quite recover. And they got tagged early and never got out of it.
And now they're at Green Bay. And I'll tell you this about Deshaun Watson. He's been very good as an underdog against the spread. Like most of the time last year he was an underdog because the Texans were thought to be poor. And
You're talking about C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud. Everybody thought they were going to be poor, and he exceeded everybody's expectations.
It's a low-key good matchup, though.
I think so,
Stroud
too.
and Love. I
very
think
good.
Battle of the youngsters, or the possible heir apparents. I'm not sure how much of a test this is.
Really?
I think that both these teams are good. I think if you lose respectably, you carry on knowing you played a very good football team. All that Houston just needs to they need to weather the storm right now. Run the football, weather the storm, keep everybody upright, and get everybody healthy for a run that's coming. But, they're already a playoff team.
Their division is so pathetic.
So this is one of those.
But that means this game matters a lot more to Green Bay than it does to the Texans because Green Bay, all 4 NFC North teams are in a fight. You know, that's a good division. This is probably the best division against the worst division.
Probably.
But much like the Texans, when the Packers have been tested, they've not done well. They lost to the Eagles in week 1, an Eagles team that has kind of been exposed as mediocre. And they also lost to the Vikings, although that was a very close game, but that was at home. Then I guess their best data point is probably a win at the Rams, but again, that's a very diminished Rams team. I don't know what to think of either of these teams.
They had a couple of games without their quarterback. I mean, they had to tread water without Love.
Yeah.
So I think,
and they did a good job of it.
Yeah. So I think that they're. I don't think they're as talented as the Texans as far as players in positions. They're deeper. I think they've got everything across the board. I like their defense from top to bottom far more than the Texans. And the Texans got a pretty good defense.
Well, the Texans have Will Anderson,
which matters.
But remember, the Texans also have injuries in the secondary.
That's what
Lassiter's hurt, like Ward's hurt. They're beat up in the secondary, and that's been a strength for them.
Yeah. So once the Texans are, let's get healthy and get ready and stack the wins as much as we can, knowing a loss ain't gonna kill us. With Green Bay, they got to get wins. They're keeping up with the Joneses, and Chicago's getting better.
Yeah, no doubt. These teams. The combined record of the NFC North right now is 17-5.
It's ridiculous how good Detroit and Minnesota. They're good football teams, and then you add this in. It's cutthroat. They're not the greatest. It's not the most talented of the divisions. It's just the best as far as equally matched teams in my mind.
Yeah, I mean they've all been playing well. But Minnesota and Detroit particularly have been playing well defensively. Which I think has been Minnesota, I didn't know they were going to be close to this good defensively.
I've talked my way into a situation where you look at these. Green Bay is now getting into these must-win games. You start losing, there's not going to be 3 teams coming out of that division.
No, I don't. I mean, there might be 3.
You think?
Because the NFC East might only get 1.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time.
NFC West might only get 1 because the Rams and Seahawks are scuffling a little.
It's kind of stumbling.
And the NFC South stinks outside of Atlanta.
There's too many variables to think 3. I'd think there'll only be 2 coming out of there. So one of those, Green Bay and Chicago, I do believe, are playing elimination games every week.
You're probably right. And their schedule kind of goes back and forth between incredibly tough game and total walkthrough game. Texans, Jags. Lions, Bears. 49ers, Dolphins.
I love this
Lions.
This is an ideal schedule.
Yeah.
Either home or the way. I don't care. When you get 1 week on, 1 week off, I'll take it.
Yep. Seahawks, Saints. Vikings, Bears. It's like.
They close out hard.
Yeah.
Saints, Vikings, Bears.
Oh, well, Saints
is a good
suck. That better be a get-right game. You better win that one. No, these are 2 teams that I kind of had my doubts about coming into the season. Both have exceeded my expectations. This, to me, is one of the better games on the board this week. One of the best games to watch.
You think Mixon gets over 100? Mixon gets over 100, they win the game.
Who is I'm trying to think who the best running back they've seen so far is, and it's probably Saquon Barkley. He broke 100 on him.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Taylor, they played in week 2.
He had a good week.
Jonathan Taylor broke 100 on him. Yeah, I think you're probably right. If they put a hundo up, then they're going to be in pretty good shape. Aaron Jones had 93 against him. Yeah, I think you're probably onto something there. Because I know why. I'm certain why Green Bay looked so good last week is the Cardinals could not run the ball. James Conner was a ghost last week.
Mm-hmm.
That was I don't know. I mean, now it could just be the Cardinals, but they shut down the run game of the Cardinals last week, and that was the difference in the game. Rushing yards for the Cardinals last week, 23 carries, 89 yards. 89 yards rushing for the team. They had nothing.
And I don't know if that's the testament to the defense or just the activity of the offense. I really don't know.
Yeah, the Cardinals may just stink.
Yeah, or not even really care about the run game.
And the Cardinals were also chasing pretty early.
And
so maybe they just weren't running as much or as effectively. But
is that a noon game?
That is, yeah, it is a noon game.
That should be a 3:00. Texans got shorted on this one.
Texans are all. I mean,
yeah.
Texans' schedule is they've got 4 primetime games in a row coming up. In December, On December 5th, they play 7:15. December 15th, 7:20. December 23rd, 7:15. December 20. It starts 11:28. So in late November, early December, they play 4 games in a row in prime time.
Well,
they're featuring this dude.
It's
they got
interesting.
plenty of love for their schedule.
You know, more and more, you every year, I don't give these schedulers the respect they deserve for the storylines they're able to put together. Now, some of them, you get lucky. But today, when we're talking about this game coming up with the Texans and the Packers, the matchup between Love and Stroud, it's interesting. It matters. This is one of those things that they're both in the same, or one is a little bit ahead of pace, but they're the same kind of quarterback on the same kind of teams.
This is kind of the future of the NFL, right? And these two dudes are looked at as like some of the guy. You said it the other day. A lot of these guys are going to be gone off the list pretty soon.
And I feel like these are two that are going to be around. So worthy matchup, but poor Texans are just always going to be the noon game because they're coming out of the same time zone as the Texans, as the Cowboys.
All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll keep talking football. Probably talk some of the rest of the league here. What I do want to do before we go to break is give you a chance to win one of those Texas Rangers replica rings, and I'll make it simple on you. All you got to do is make sure you're following SA Sports Star on Instagram at SA Sports Star, and send a direct message, and say, "Ring me," RINGME. Ring me, baby. And Brian will pick out a winner to give away one of these Texas Rangers World Series rings to. So simple to do. Make sure you're in. Even if you don't want the ring, give us a follow over there. We're trying to build up our following on the social medias, and we appreciate you guys' support. All right, let's hit a break. We'll be back. Talk more NFL. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it is a football Friday, and I tell you what, I'm looking forward to all the great football this weekend, including Texas and Georgia.
Including Texas and Georgia? That's the only game that really matters, and we're going to be all over it. Plus, we'll talk about another one that matters. Aggies, Mississippi State, Andrew Monaco will join us at 3:35.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
What did Axel do? He threw a microphone at someone?
Yeah, he's been doing it for like 30 years, throwing his mic into the audience, and he finally smacked somebody in Australia, hit him in the face.
I've changed my routine at the end of the show. Instead of throwing a microphone,
yeah,
I'm going to throw brass instruments.
No.
I love my audience. Here's the French horn.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9491. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9491. That's 800-575-9491. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting rules for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Apply stop, opt out. The FDA has not approved or substantiated these claims.
Mark, you're late again.
Sorry, I just don't have the energy I did a few years ago.
Could be low testosterone.
Low T?
It happens, especially after 40. I was feeling the same way, so I started taking clomiphene from Zelfie. It helps boost testosterone and made a huge difference for me.
I thought testosterone replacement therapies had risks.
This isn't testosterone replacement therapy. There's no injections. It's a simple daily pill that boosts your body's natural production of testosterone.
This helps you?
And clomiphene can double your testosterone levels. I'm building lean muscle and cutting down weight. I'm also sleeping better, plus other benefits in the bedroom. It's easy to try. Plus, send them a text right now and get 40% off.
Text STEPS to 200-300 to find out if you qualify for enclomiphene from Zelfie. It can double your testosterone levels, so don't wait. Text STEPS to 200-300 right now and get 40% off. It's 100% online and ships directly to your door. Text STEPS to 200-300. That's STEPS to 200-300.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
George gets justice. No amount of money can make up for a life-changing injury. I'm George Salinas, and at George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our team of attorneys will fight to get you the maximum compensation because we prepare and we care. So if you've been injured in an accident, get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
The Halloween parties at the Roo Pub have become legendary. Plan now for the biggest and best Halloween party in San Antonio, Friday, October 25th. Kick off the party weekend at the 11th annual Halloween party with DJs inside the Roo Pub and Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. No cover charge and a $1,000 costume contest at midnight. This is the Halloween party you don't want to miss. Friday, October 25th, the Halloween party of the year. We'll see you at the Roo and wear a costume.
The 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard is hiring both full and part-time positions with over 180 different career choices, including cyber, healthcare, communications, avionics, electronics, and more. The Texas Air National Guard offers a variety of ways you can serve. Earn education benefits that would cover tuition towards a bachelor's degree. To learn more, Google the 149th Fighter Wing. That's the 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL, Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Yeah, baby. You like that? You feel that? Feel the groove. Thank you. NFL, outside of the Texans, as you may or may not know, the Cowboys are licking their wounds this weekend. News alert. Cowboys, it didn't go well for them last time they played. We've hardly talked about it on this station, but the Cowboys did lose to the Lions last week in a close one.
Have they locked Jerry up? They put him in a...
No.
Flew him out to Arkansas so you can't talk to anybody for 3 days?
But Jerry Jones has locked up Mike Zimmer to an 8-year extension. Just kidding. Don't panic. Don't sound the alarm bells. Breaking news. The NFL, elsewhere in the NFL, the other games of note. Seahawks are at the Falcons. Seahawks now 3-3, probably in need of a win. The Falcons maybe playing with a little bit of house money, but they're at 4-2 at home. I don't know if the Falcons are as good as their record says they are, because 3 of their 4 wins came against the other teams in their crappy division. The other one was a 1-point win over the crappy Eagles. So I don't know if the Falcons are good. They lost to the Steelers, lost to the Chiefs. Could have beat the Chiefs.
Should have beat the Chiefs. That's my data point. That game.
Their best data point is a loss.
Well,
sometimes it is. Whereas the Seahawks started out 3-0, look like they're on top of the world, and have since lost 3 straight, getting blown out by the Lions, somehow losing to the Giants, and then losing to the 49ers. Now they got to take their show on the road. And you go back to, what were their 3 wins? Well, it was Bo Nix in his first ever start. It was the New England Patriots with Jacoby Brissett. and it was the Dolphins without Tua. That's the 3 wins for the Seahawks.
All I can keep ringing in my brain is Dennis Green. They are who I thought they were.
Yeah.
That's exactly who I thought they were. They shocked me to start, but now Seattle's exactly where I expected them to be.
The Raiders and Rams, probably the most irrelevant game of the – no, the London game's the most irrelevant game of the week. Patriots and Jags. But the Rams are somehow 7-point favorites. The 1-4 Rams are 7-point favorites against the Raiders. Tells you what the world thinks of the Vegas Raiders right now.
Okay, as a gambling man, don't you say that's stupid?
Yeah.
And go put some money on the silver and black?
No.
They're that bad.
I think they are that bad. And I think that...
I mean, they're bad. I'm not saying they're not. But are they that much worse?
Kyron Williams, Matt Stafford, and Cooper Kupp's back.
Again, they don't. I'm not saying they're going to lose.
And they're also at home off a bye. But, and think the coaching, is there a bigger, I mean, it's like one of the biggest coaching mismatches.
I agree, but no, you're probably right. But that just seems like a giant number.
It is
for
a
team
massive number.
But I think that's 4 points of Cooper Kupp.
Maybe. But it's all, to me, Sean McVay. I trust Sean McVay so much more than Antonio Pierce. Pats, Jags, like I said, the London game, I might sleep in on Sunday. I don't know that I need to see that nonsense.
I want to see, this is one of those games you're watching for the car wreck. Ugh. You're watching to see.
If the Jags lose, Doug Peterson does not make the flight home.
What's going to happen to Dougie Fresh if they walk off the field having lost?
Your boy, Will Levis.
The greatness that is becoming.
Is at the Buffalo Bills. The Bills 9-point favorites at home.
Look out.
This feels like one of the games where the Bills just unload on a crappy team. That's what they
still
tend to
cover.
do.
Because Will's going to uncork one.
No, Will's going to uncork one right to the other team.
303, maybe a running touchdown.
Please. You better get on your prize picks and lose some money doing that.
The greatness. He's going to have mayonnaise all over his arms. It's going to be beautiful.
The records say that the Bengals and Browns is a pointless, meaningless game, but I think it matters a lot to the Bengals, who are trying to fight their way back into this thing. A win here would get them to 3-4, and they'd have Eagles and Raiders at home in their next two. They could easily get back to 500 if they start something up here. But historically, Joe Burrow's been so good in division against the Ravens and the Steelers and so bad against the Cleveland Browns. He has really struggled against Cleveland in his career. And the Bengals, again, I mentioned they are 2-4. They are 5.5-point road favorites.
They should be.
At the Browns.
I think they're going to uncork it, and they're going to end the Deshaun Watson era.
I don't think the Deshaun Watson era will ever end. In fact, I think Deshaun Watson's going to sign an extension.
Legitimately, though.
I do
think this is setting up for Cincy. They need this. They're going against a bad team in I guess it's a rivalry game. I guess Cincy and Cleveland don't like each other, I assume. I don't know.
It's an in-state rivalry, of course.
You think. I don't know. Feels kind of like,
Doesn't Cincinnati feel kind of like the hoity-toity city, and Cleveland feels like the blue collar? It's almost like Houston and Dallas. It's like it's big hair Dallas against kind of oil field,
oil trash.
Yeah, I mean it's exactly probably a very similar vibe.
So you get the sense that there might be a little of that, but if it is that and they embarrass Cleveland in Cleveland, that will have to do it, right? At some point, Stefanski will go, okay. Or at some point, it's not Stefanski.
Stefanski will be gone before Deshaun Watson will.
The thing is, I think the sense is once he benches, once Stefanski benches him, then the owner's going to fire him.
I think so.
Because I think the owner's making him play Deshaun.
I think so, too.
But at some point, I'd rather get fired.
We will see the return of Nick Chubb this week.
Which does matter, by the way.
I mean, I'm guessing 10, 15 carries, my guess. But, yeah, just having him on the field, I think, will be a big deal for this team. So, let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the rest of the look around the NFL. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Rob, tell me about your big orange tractor.
That's a fine tractor. Ewok Kubota, they've got 11 locations around South and Central Texas. Been around for 75 years. You know why? because they take care of their customers long after they're gone. Of course, they've got everything you're looking for. Everything. I'm talking about around your farm, every tractor, all the modifications you need to get what you need done around your property or your job site. We know that. They've been doing it for a long time. They also have everything that they would sell to you. You can rent to them by the day, by the week, to the month, depending on what your needs are. And they'll train your folks up. They'll deliver it and pick it up, and they'll do everything you need to make sure you get your job done. That goes without saying. It is the care you get long after you leave one of their pretty dealerships. You know you're leaving with a fine orange vehicle, whether it be a tractor or one of my favorite vehicles, their MKX, the ranch vehicle that we have around the property. If whatever you're leaving with, the warranty that follows is key, right? Because nothing's perfect. It's how you handle the problems that make the great customers. And that's what they've done for so many years. Now, right now, if you're looking for a brand new ranch vehicle and you can get it modified to fit, whether it be a deer lease or just some farm equipment, you can get whatever you need put on it or added on to the equipment. They've got a great deal right now as far as financing goes. 0 down, 0 money. Through the end of this year. You can save yourself nearly $1,000 there. Go to Kubota USA or ewalkubota.com for all your details. What we love about Kubota, and what especially about an Ewald Kubota, is they're here now, and they will be here for you in the long run. From the hill country of Texas to the Gulf of Mexico, Ewald Kubota been taking care of you and yours for 75 years.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working an accident on Highway 90 westbound just past Nogalitos in the right lane. It's got you slow from 35. It seems to be impacting traffic as well onto I-10 westbound from Presa. A stall I-10 westbound just past 37, blocking the median, and ongoing road work on I-10 in both directions, eastbound, westbound, Woodlawn to Frio Street. We've got the roadway reduced to 1 lane in both directions. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportstar.com.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance offers a great price and round-the-clock protection when bundling home and auto. It's one of those rare times where you could save money and get something great. Bundle today at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Do you want to add more fun to watching NFL games? Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app or get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com and start playing the Pick'em game. Love playing Pick'em just about every game I play. Love winning money. You too can as well. Win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats like passing yards, rushing yards, touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, field goals made. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward. Signing up is easy. Just go to the mobile app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Get huge savings during the fall sales event at Ancira Nissan on IH-10 West. At Ancira Nissan, lease this 2025 Sentra S for just $218 per month for 36 months. Or this 24 Rogue SV for just $258 per month for 36 months. Stop in or check us out at AnciraNissanSA.com. The fall sales event at Ancira Nissan on IH-10 West between Wurzbach and Heidner.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
It's time to review the top 3 highlights of the day. I'm joined as always by my co-anchor Snoop.
Hey, what up, though?
Snoop, number 1 has to be getting the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence at T-Mobile.
Yeah, you should hustle down to T-Mobile like a dog chasing a squirrel chasing a nut.
Nice analogy, Snoop. Dogs do love to chase squirrels.
And squirrels love to chase those nuts.
On to highlight number 2, at T-Mobile, families can save 20% every month versus the other big guys.
That is very impressive. You know, y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
That's exactly what I'm planning on doing with my savings, Snoop. Now, take it away, Snoop.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on them. Now drop that jingle.
For 24 monthly bill credits, eligible trade-in on Go 5G Next. Well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits, and credit stop and balance on required finance agreement too. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 3:50. The Aggies take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Jay Alvarado says David Banner, but that's David Banner.
And he's a white.
No, David Banner's a brother.
You talking about the Hulk?
No.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
that's
the Hulk.
Bruce Banner.
Bruce, I'm sorry.
When I hit the club, I'm going to be with David Banner.
But that's still David.
Yeah.
It's not Dave Banner.
A thug mother
I thought we were
with
talking,
bad table manners.
I don't know who David Banner is.
Oh, he's a rapper. Oh. He's a hip-hopper. Hippity hop. Hip to the hop. Just don't stop.
Yeah. You're making me, that's embarrassing.
That's all right. Don't be embarrassed.
People cringed right then. Right then, people went, ooh.
Well, fine. Let them cringe.
Did you say hip to the hop?
The Miami Dolphins. Oh, you know what's going to happen this week? I'm going to put some of the hard-earned money that I've made in my life on the Miami Dolphins. +3 at the Colts. Here's what I think about the Colts. I don't know if they realize it. Joe Flacco is better than Anthony Richardson.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He can throw it better. Anthony Richardson gives them a better chance to win.
Dude, you talk all about wins and losses.
I agree.
Joe Flacco's 2-1.
Yeah.
And they're sitting him. And they're bringing back Anthony. And here's how I know Anthony Richardson's not the right guy. Michael Pittman, their best wide receiver, after week 3, he was like, my back is messed up. I think I'm going to need to go on IR. Anthony Richardson's announced out. Joe Flacco's in. He says, you know what? My back's good enough. I'm going to gut it out. Plays 3 games with Joe Flacco. They say, we're going back to Anthony Richardson. Michael Pittman said, my back hurts again. I'm going on IR.
Well,
I'm out. I ain't playing with this dude. That's telling to me.
Well, what's telling to me is Michael Pittman's their best wide receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, you're like, everything else afterward is discounted because, Anthony Richardson is raw. He's got a lot to do. But
I'm not saying Anthony Richardson won't be better long term.
And you've got to play him.
But today, who gives you a better chance to win right now? It's Joe Flacco.
I think if you're looking to maybe. I'm not going to argue whether he's better or not. But so you're going to bet that Miami beats the Colts by more than 3 because
No, I'm going to say Miami doesn't lose by more. I'm +3 with the Dolphins.
Because the Colts are going to beat them.
I don't know, man.
Are you kidding? What is in it for Miami? You want to talk about a team bereft?
They are.
They're as bad off as the Saints right now. Now they're hoping, which is the weirdest hope of ever, is that they get Tua back. That's the best thing that could happen to him.
So he can die on the field.
Yeah, so that's really where they sit. I think that of all the teams with literally nothing to play for, it's Miami. The Saints.
But they went out and got a win last week.
I know. They're not going to beat the Colts.
Okay.
I think there's a reason why Anthony Richardson's back. He does provide a little bit more.
No, he's a first-round pick. That's why he's back.
And you got to play him.
And Joe Flacco's an old man who's not going to be in the league in a year. But
I kept saying that. I've been saying that about Flacco for 4 years.
But right now, I'm telling you, Joe Flacco gives them a better chance.
Because
and the
he can
team
get a ball downfield.
The team realizes it.
Well, do they?
I think they do. I think they realize Anthony Richardson is like.
I watched that team with Richardson in between injuries. And when he's not injured, that's a pretty free-flowing offense. It does seem to work for him.
I've hardly seen him play.
That's what I'm saying, in between injuries, because this is the 3rd injury this year I think he's gone through. I just think watching Miami, and when I read news out of the Dolphins, and the lead story for Miami is Tua mulling return, like, my God, that's all you've got?
That's true.
Hoping against hope that a quarterback that the next hit could kill him comes back to play because we got nothing else to reach for.
I think the best game in the noon window this week, no offense to Texans-Packers, is Lions at the Vikings.
Oh.
Man, what a game.
NFC Championship worthy.
I think I like the Vikings this week.
Are you kidding after what you saw? I mean, I think the Vikings are really good, but I thought Detroit there's nobody feeling any better about themselves, even better than Baltimore, than Detroit today.
I just love that the Vikings are coming off a bye week.
Yeah, that helps.
And they're at home, you know?
I
will say this. Wow. No, I hate backing Jared Goff on the road, but that's mostly I hate backing Jared Goff outside. Jared Goff sucks outside. Minnesota plays inside, so maybe it's not as big. It's certainly not as big of a home field advantage as you would normally have over the Lions. But
what time is this game? This is the game of the week.
This is the noon game. It's not the game of the week.
Man, this is the 2 best teams going against each other, isn't it?
No.
What's the game that has 2 better teams playing each other?
Kansas City's at the 49ers.
Okay, I'll give you a Super Bowl rematch. Apart from a Super Bowl rematch kind of stuff.
Apart from that game, these are the 2 best teams.
To me, as far as the 2 teams that are charging ahead.
Oh, it's a great game. It really is. This is going to be a fun one. I like the Vikings. I've been I was a believer in the Vikings preseason. I didn't know Sam Darnold was going to be as good as he's been.
I didn't think Aaron Jones would be what he is. I didn't think that the receivers would be seeing any balls anywhere near them. I didn't think the defense would live up to it. No, this has been the biggest surprise to me without hesitation. I
love Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, should be Coach of the Year. Sam Darnold, Comeback Player of the Year. I mean, awards should rain down on Minnesota right now.
And I think the Lions playing without Aiden Hutchinson. That's a big loss, man. And it wasn't a big loss against the Cowboys' crumb bum offensive line. That ain't who's going to be on the other side of them this week. So
yeah, this is going to test Aaron Glenn. We're going to see what they're capable of.
This is going to be a fun game. Eagles are at the Giants. Gross. Should the Eagles be 3-point road favorites?
Yes.
Suck.
Saquon. Well, they got Brown back. You saw Hurts deliver a deep ball last week. The play action suddenly kind of plays into it.
I think Giants are getting Neighbors back, which is a big deal for them.
Yeah, maybe. But hey, what about linemen? Is Thibodeau playing?
No.
Well, then
no, he's on IR.
That's where Saquon will be running.
And I also think
Thibodeau would have been.
I also think Brian Burns got banged up last week. I don't know if he's going to play. So yeah, maybe it is the Eagles, but I don't think very much of the Eagles. Panthers are at the Commanders. Disgusting, but Commanders are 8-point favorites. I don't want to put money on the Panthers again, but I might have to at 8. I get the excitement about the Commanders. They're fun to watch. They're still pretty bad on defense, though.
Well, they don't got to be very good against Carolina.
No, but
this is going to be an interesting one. Not so much they're going to beat Carolina.
I think so too.
I mean,
8 points.
Yeah, that's a big number. But one of those things to your team, your teammates, your friends, your family. Now we don't expect you to win, but we know you got a shot. And in the games that we now expect you to win, you better kind of cover. You know, you better prove to us and everybody else that you are what people think you are. So I think there's a little bit of that's a number that they're going to have to chase. I think they're going to try to get that 8. But
my thought
I don't know
is
if they're capable of it, but I think they're going to chase it deliberately.
If you'd asked me if this had been week 1, if we'd seen no games yet, Panthers might have been plus 4.5, plus 4. Now they're 8. That's a lot of points, man. Chiefs are at the Niners. I'm betting the 49ers this week. I'll say this knowing that betting against Patrick Mahomes as an underdog is stupid, and it pretty much never works. But this is the Niners were this is a bigger or a smaller number than the Super Bowl was, and this Chiefs team. Yeah, I know they're 5-0. The Chiefs aren't better than they were in the Super Bowl last year. And this game is in San Francisco. This is a neutral site game, this is a road game, not a neutral game.
Yeah, it's grass and a field that they're very used to. You know, it's so funny for me to think about a 5-0 team needing a get-right game.
They don't seem like they're a beast, right?
Right, but is this just them? Is this just who
they're
the
going to
Chiefs
win
are?
ugly? Yeah.
A team that just we don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to go do it. And if that's them, this is the game you lose.
But whatever you think about the Chiefs, I get they're 5-0. I don't think you can say this team is better than they were a year ago.
Oh, I think you can. They're not nearly better. Even minus no hands, they're so weak on the edges.
You're without Rashee Rice now, who was your best receiver. You're without Isaiah Pacheco, your best running back. Travis Kelce is a shell of what he was a year ago. This is a clearly diminished Kansas City team. Now, granted, like you say, what matters are the wins. They're 5-0.
And this is maybe just who they are. They're not ever going to look great. They're just always going to be good enough.
I think I like the 49ers.
I do, too. I think I think they need it more, and I think that they're kind of getting healthier. Not healthy, but healthier.
And usually these Super Bowl rematches work that way.
And I like the way Kittle's been playing. I think they're going to utilize the tight end a lot this weekend. So, yeah, I like 49ers with everything.
And Sunday Night Football, the New look New York Jets.
Dude, more prime time.
Hey, undefeated with Devontae Adams on the team.
Here we go,
How about
baby.
that? Undefeated. The Jets unbeaten in the Devontae Adams era.
It's going to be fun just getting ready for it, right?
I hate the Jets. I really do. I'm so disgusted by this team. I'm so disgusted by Aaron Rodgers.
Do you hate him or you just hate the repetition?
No, I hate him. I hate his I hate that silly act where he's like, come on.
Wasn't me.
Brings over Devontae Adams and he gets behind. Hey, guys. It's just so contrived, and it's he's such a joke. I want him to fail more than I've ever wanted any football player to fail. I want him to fail more than I wanted Tom Brady to fail. And let me tell you, I hated Tom Brady. I hated him. But you know what? I at least respected Tom Brady's game. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is good anymore. I don't want to have to respect him for what he did 100 years ago. You know what? If Roger Staubach went out today, I don't think we'd have to give him. He's Roger Staubach. You're gonna count him out? Yeah, he's an old man. Aaron Rodgers, an old ass man.
Okay, so they roll out against an average Steeler team,
very average, but a plus defense.
Yeah, but a plus defense, and they beat them.
Now, they're 3-4 now. Congratulations! Get the parade route ready.
Is Pittsburgh enough to change your mind?
No.
Okay, so the Patriots aren't either.
No.
The Texans enough to change your mind?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If they were run off 3 straight, yeah.
I'm not saying
color
they're
me
gonna.
interested.
I'm not saying they're
either.
going to win 3 straight, but at what point? Because they ain't playing. I mean, they got the Vikings, and that's 3 weeks away.
I think that's.
They just finished. I'm sorry. They've got. What's the next big time team coming?
It's the Texans. Yeah, it's because they're at Pittsburgh, at New England, and the Texans. Yeah,
that's gonna
Halloween.
If I am coach and what's his name, Great Beard, G.I. Joe,
Ulbrich.
as I map out, every coach has a plan, and we want to be here by this date. We want to have this many practices by this date. I'm aiming toward the Texans game. This is where the Jets will make or break their season. They're going to try to, they're going to win as best they can. They're going to beat Pittsburgh.
I don't think they are.
I think they're going to roll in and beat Pittsburgh.
I think Russ is going to cook.
See, as I was about to say it, just because Russell's going to start. I think Pittsburgh's going to stumble out of the block. Russell's going to do something dumb, and everybody's going to be mad at each other. And the Jets are going to squeak through.
All I know is this. I don't believe in Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields sucks. But I also think Russell Wilson probably sucks too.
Oh, and let me tell you, I don't think the guys like him on this team, and now he's being forced on him, and he's going to become Russell in the huddle.
But I think Justin Fields started like one of his first 11 against the Raiders. What? Like, how about throw a pass that we can catch, bro?
Well, I know I get why they're starting him, but it's not so much about the skill set that's coming on the field. It's what's going on the neck up. Russell is Russell, and Fields is Fields, and they're very different dudes.
Okay, well, first of all, one has a significantly better physical skill set at this point.
Yes.
Justin Fields is a much better player physically.
But
Russell Wilson is going to read defenses better. He's going to he's probably going to get the ball out quicker.
He'll probably hold the ball longer. He'll probably do the things that got him.
Nobody holds the ball longer than Justin Fields.
Well Justin, at least, you're right. You're absolutely.
And Justin Fields is like, he'll get back there in the pocket, and no one will be within 3 yards of him, and he'll do a spin move.
Yeah, he'll pat the ball.
He'll do a spin move. Like, who are you fooling? There's nobody around you. Why are you doing a spin move? No one's behind you to throw to. What are you doing, bro? I don't know. I just trust the Steelers defense more. Everybody told me the Jets defense was elite. They're not. The Bills had a backup running back shove it up their.
Well, I also
last week.
Well, I also saw the Dallas Cowboys run the ball on Pittsburgh, and I saw what they were capable, what the Jets did in limited opportunity with Breece Hall. I think they're going to run the ball.
Brian Schottenheimer will tell you about the time that they ran on the Steelers.
Well, that's what we're going to hang our hat on. But seriously, I mean that.
I think you guys might forget what we did in that Steelers game.
And the lines for the Cowboys and the Jets are about the same. The difference being Breece Hall is a far better back than anybody the Cowboys lined up against.
That's true.
I do think there's that. I do think that there is an added bit of drama with Tay. I do think you're going to have to pay some attention to him because they're going to, obviously, Aaron's going to try to force feed him, so I'm going to try to jump some routes, and I'm going to have a couple of guys bracketing him. So I do think that there's some opportunity for the Jets to kind of do some of the Cowboy things to win this football game.
109er says Justin Fields 4-2 as a starter.
It's hard to argue, man. And I think the thing about Fields is in that huddle is he's not demanding anything other than just I'm going to do the best I can. Russell's going to come in there and shake the apple cart, man. And
I think it's important to remember though, Justin Fields is 4-2 as a starter this year. Justin Fields is 14-30 as a starter is what he is. 14-30.
Do we? Maybe it should be just half a loss in Chicago. I mean, it's not only some of it was his fault.
14-30.
So if it was half a loss, it'd be just about 500.
Yeah. And listen, Mike Tomlin. To me, Mike Tomlin's one of the dudes who. You talk about guys who know the vibe of the locker room. Is there a guy who knows their locker room's vibe and has his players' ear more than Mike Tomlin?
I'd like to think so.
So if he's starting Russell Wilson, I think there's a reason for it. I don't know if it's the right move, but I don't want to back the Jets here. I think the Jets are overpriced every week. I think all you idiots out there who still believe in Aaron Rodgers are making the Jets expensive and making people believe the Jets are good when they're not. They're clearly not good.
So what if they win?
Then what? They beat another crappy team.
There you go.
I mean, one win isn't going to prove that they are what I thought they were, Rob.
Yeah. And I think that Pittsburgh is the team that lost to Dallas. I think that's Pittsburgh.
The Jets were the 4th favorite to win the Super Bowl this season. They were picked over Buffalo to win the AFC East. It was Kansas City, San Francisco, Baltimore, Jets.
Yeah.
Jets had a better Super Bowl odds than the Lions. They were fool's gold all along. This team was not good ever.
Well, some of it had to do with other stuff outside of Jets' control. I mean, the division they were in, things that were going on with teams around them. I'm just saying. I mean, I was as big a Aaron Rodgers bandwagon guy as there was, but I didn't expect much more than fun. And then with Pittsburgh, I thought Tomlin was crazy in preseason. I still think that he's living a dream.
The Jets have not had a winning record in 10 years. In 10 years. And people are still trying to convince me, like, oh, well, Devontae Adams, that's what they needed. That's what's going to change everything.
Oh, no. But a winning record is not impossible.
10 years. 10
how many coaches?
Years.
That's since Rexy, right? They haven't had a winning record since Sexy Rexy.
Yeah, Saleh, Gase, and Bowles. No, I think Todd Bowles won 10 games his first year there, and that's probably the last time.
It's been 10 years since he's been there?
Well, no, 10 years since he got there.
Yeah.
He lasted, what, 4 years? 4 years. Gase only lasted 2. What a mess.
Where is he,
was.
by the way?
I don't know where Adam Gase is now. He's got to be somewhere.
He's doing programming work.
Yeah, I guess he's
OCing somewhere.
No, his Wikipedia says he doesn't have a job. He's a former American football coach. No job listed. Last time he had a job was 2020. Jets head coach. Hasn't worked since.
How long was his contract? He might be just sitting out taking his checks.
I mean, he might have, but that's got to be over by now. 2020? They didn't.
A 4-year deal. This might be the last one.
No, he was there from 20. So he started in 2019.
He probably signed a 4 or 5 year deal. I'd say that'd be the standard rate, but not like there's lining up to get him.
No. Well, but Dennis Allen has a job, so who knows? Fool me.
I'll say this: Jets. The world is better when the Jets are fun.
I don't remember a world where the Jets were fun.
That's what I'm saying. But I didn't say good. I said fun.
We'll talk top 25 coming up next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working an accident on Highway 90 westbound just past Nogalitos in the right lane. It's got you slow from 35. It seems to be impacting traffic as well onto I-10 westbound from Presa. A stall I-10 westbound just past 37, blocking the median, and ongoing road work on I-10 in both directions, eastbound, westbound, Woodlawn to Frio Street. We've got the roadway reduced to one lane in both directions. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas, open to the public 7 days a week with a country club feel. It's football season, so book your tee times early at golfclubtexas.com and stick around and watch the games. Make Golf Club of Texas your football headquarters where you can watch every game. They'll even stay open until the end of every NFL game, including Thursday, Sunday, and Monday nights. Get into the Tin Cup Bar at the Golf Club of Texas, Highway 90 at Briggs Ranch Road. Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
We should do what my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
Billshappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Bills Happen's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news! I went to billshappen.com, and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9491. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9491. That's 800-575-9491. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know, our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
When I wake up,
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I put on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting rules for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Apply stop to opt out. The FDA has not approved or substantiated these claims.
Mark, you're late again.
Sorry, I just don't have the energy I did a few years ago.
Could be low testosterone.
Low T?
It happens, especially after 40. I was feeling the same way, so I started taking clomiphene from Zelfie. It helps boost testosterone and made a huge difference for me.
I thought testosterone replacement therapies had risks.
This isn't testosterone replacement therapy. There's no injections. It's a simple daily pill that boosts your body's natural production of testosterone.
This helps you?
And clomiphene can double your testosterone levels. I'm building lean muscle and cutting down weight. I'm also sleeping better, plus other benefits in the bedroom. It's easy to try. Plus, send them a text right now and get 40% off.
Text STEPS to 200-300 to find out if you qualify for clomiphene from Zelfie. It can double your testosterone levels, so don't wait. Text STEPS to 200-300 right now and get 40% off. It's 100% online and ships directly to your door. Text STEPS to 200-300. That's STEPS to 200-300.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
In Major League Baseball playoffs, the Guardians got in the win column in the ALCS, beating the Yankees 7-5 in 10 innings. The Los Angeles Dodgers dispatched the Mets yet again 10-2. In college football, the 14th-ranked Texas A&M Aggies hit the road against Mississippi State, and the top-ranked Texas Longhorns take on the 5th-ranked Georgia Bulldogs in Austin 6:30 Saturday night. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, yeah, baby! Hour number 4 of the Morning Huddle. And let me remind... Oh, Cam Newton's on TV in his stupid pilgrim hat again. I would take... Cam, we want you on TV, but you can't wear that hat, friend.
Best thing I've seen about Cam, the meme that worked the most for me, is he dresses like a 50-year-old divorcee who don't need no man.
Like he's...
Look at that.
I mean, it's an absurd look.
I like the hat. Can you
don't.
Cut the top off so I can fit my hair?
He looks like a Batman villain. Like,
I hope he owns
look at that costume. He looks like a Batman villain.
See, there you just defined it.
He's got like he's got a raccoon on his head.
It's not a fit. That's a costume.
What is it? What kind of animal is that?
No, that's his hair.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Can you cut the top of the hat off so I can get my hair into my cowboy hat?
This is absurd.
Look, everyone there's trying not to laugh.
He looks ridiculous.
He can pull it off, though.
No, he can't. No one pulls that off. That's a stupid look, dude. That is a stupid look.
I hope he owns this company because every time I see him, he's got a hat on.
I know.
He does have a feather in his hat.
We saw him at the Super Bowl. He was wearing that stupid pilgrim hat. I was like, what is this dude doing? Now it's like his thing.
Yeah.
Guys, the Radiothon benefiting the 45th Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner. So glad to be a part of it. My first one, my inaugural Radiothon. Glad to be here. KTSA does a great job with that. They got it all hyped up over there. We'll be in the Big Alamo Lounge doing this thing from noon to 1 over on 107.1 and 5:50 a.m. That's today. And if you want to help us out, you want to help out. Not I say help us out. Help out the people, the gente. Yeah. Text GIVE to 866-379-0285. But don't do it until noon. We want credit. All right. We want to tell the story that our listeners are the best listeners.
First thing you do when you go to lunch today, call.
That's it. You could call 654-5151, but texting is probably the easiest way.
Yeah.
Or go online, ktsa.com. But please, please, please do support this event. And you know what? If you want to support when Jason and Joe are on, that's fine. But we'd rather you not, is all I'm saying. Like, you're our favorite listener. I hope we're your favorite show, right?
We're glad you're here.
Yeah. We're glad they're here. We're friends. Jason and Joe don't look at you as friends. They look at no. You hear the way they talk about their listeners? Call them scum buckets and yeah. We don't talk about you guys like that. We say that our awesome audience, our friends, our people.
The biker's still here?
I think so.
Cool.
Is Raul Jimenez going to be wearing this costume?
Well, Raul's not with us anymore.
Oh.
His daughter that runs it.
Okay. Yeah. His hat might be crazier than Cam Newton's in this picture.
Well, that's a chef hat. It's a sombrero chef hat.
I mean, a sombrero chef hat might be crazier than Cam Newton's hat.
Cam Newton's hat.
But at least his has it's purpose built.
That's fair.
He doesn't have a feather in it.
No. No, he does not. Okay. You were asking earlier about Tony Bennett.
Do we know why he's retiring?
It kind of looks like it. So Jeff Borzello, who is a college basketball insider for ESPN, said, I asked Tony Bennett literally last week why so many people thought he could be the next Jay Wright and suddenly retire out of nowhere. This was his response. I got to call Jay Wright and see what he says, right? I've always said when you're doing this, you're in the profession. Whether you agree how it's going or not, you have to be true to yourself and really look at it and say, who am I? Can I operate how I want, and can it be successful enough? And you get to choose if you want to be a part of it or not. And when you feel it's time, like Jay did, like Coach K, maybe Saban, it's their choice. And you can sit here and complain and gripe, or you have a decision to make. Either you try to do it in your way, or you get to make that decision. So I think Jay Wright probably foresaw where this is going. It'll be whenever there's regulations. Is that 3 to 5 years anyway? It'll be better. Who knows? But if it's not, those are decisions that every man has to make when it's his time. That sounds NIL related to me, right?
Even if you could use that as an excuse to do it now,
this is a bad look. And what makes this worse is Virginia fans were worried about this already. And over this summer, he signed an extension.
Yeah.
He signed an extension through 2030. So why sign an extension in June and then a couple months later, right before the season starts, I'm going to head out? What? This is tough, man. This is a tough spot for Virginia basketball. I mean, I get it. But first of all,
I still don't believe the story.
First of all, Tony Bennett's not Jay Wright.
Well, he's a national champion.
Yeah.
And there ain't too many of those out there.
But Jay Wright left at the peak of his powers.
No, I agree.
Tony Bennett won a championship and has been middling since.
But to Virginians, to Wahoos, he is Jay Wright. And the Virginia basketball program, apart from their lacrosse, is the program. Football is a dalliance. They are a basketball and lacrosse school. And inside that Wahoo perimeter, he's a big deal. And what he did to the alumni in the school to quit, I mean, we're talking about a week before the season. What if 5-star, number one superstar NBA headed quit a week before the season? What would we be saying about him?
I think we'd be saying he quit on his team.
Quit on his team, untrustworthy, a product of this modern environment where there is nothing better, and there is no word, there is no honor. You just go where the most money is or the least amount of resistance is, and you're not Bennett of all guys to quit the week of the team. It is such an utter letdown to a proud program.
Now, the other side of the argument could be that this is Tony Bennett being loyal because now Virginia is going to give the job to his top assistant, and he's like, that may have been his plan all along, was to pass this down. And he thought if I left at the end of last season, they'd do a coaching search, my staff might get blown out. This is maybe his way of passing the torch to his guy.
If this is your plan, it's not a very good plan.
No, it's irresponsible.
Because you're handing it off to a guy who can't. I mean, Sanchez, he's a good coach, but he ain't ready for this.
I mean, listen, man. I get it. I understand not wanting to be involved in the new age of college sports. There's a better way to go about it.
I don't know how to say this. I was expecting to hear some kind of issue. Either physical.
I'm glad it's not.
No, and just to say, well, I'm tired and I can't do it. That's the week. Literally, they've already started playing games. The team is in process. Now, I don't know. Maybe behind the scenes he was prepping his guys for this. They might have known. But we got to treat coaches sometimes the same way we would treat players if they had done the same thing. And I think we're going to applaud Coach Bennett for what he's done and wish him well, which we should. But you left everybody around you in a lurch, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the week before, we got to go do this, not to mention just the recruiting problems that we're going to run into now.
Yeah, you remember when do you remember when Andrew Luck retired? Like right before the season started, right?
Yes,
right when you left them with no alternatives. Like it's just I don't know, man. And at least I'll say this, at least with Andrew Luck, it was health related, or at least he was able to say it was health related. I don't know, but if you say it's not health related, it's concerning.
Well, I think there's other things, but at the end of the day, it is a guy who was tired, and I do believe you said it as soon as you heard it. NIL. This is NIL. Yeah. It is. I'm tired of this crap. I'm tired of having to, every game, every day deal with parents and wanting more money. I'm not. This isn't way I. And keep in mind, he's basketball royalty. His dad is a legend in the game as well. I mean,
but his dad also retired early, didn't he?
Yeah, at Greenpoint, up in Wisconsin, Greenpoint, the guy's a legend. So he's been a part of this from the earliest of times, and this game is not what it was even 5 years ago. So I get leaving. It's not that. It's when you left. When you leave people in lurches like this, the ramifications go so much further than even you thought.
Yeah.
And you just left 15 kids that you brought in and promised to be there till the end, and their parents and everybody else who was reliant on you and the promises that you made in representation to that school. And right before we're getting on our first roadie, before we're going into our first game, you're out to go play golf. Man.
Yeah, pretty weird situation. Steven says glad SA got rid of that dude. Was he here at some point?
Bennett?
Well, I mean, I don't unless Steven's talking about somebody else. Says glad SA got rid of that dude. I don't know. I don't remember that, but if he did, I'm not sure what he was doing here. But no, listen, he's a good coach. But again, I don't think he's Jay Wright. He's not retiring at the top of his game. But it's a weird look, man. Now I get it. He's gotten that program to a really good spot, but that style of basketball also is kind of dinosaur-y. It's nice, it's nice that he's had success with it, but Do you think top-level kids want to come play that?
No, but it was never designed for top-level kids.
No.
That's an offense that's designed for guys of a certain skill set. And if you can find 7 of them that will play together, you're going to beat a lot of players. You're going to beat a lot of teams. It's kind of like when you go play Army in the day or Navy in the day, there's a certain style that you don't see very often. But when you do see, it's very hard to prepare for. And that pack line defense that they play, and they force you into places you don't expect. They don't turn the ball over. It's a hard game to learn, but it's an easy game to win when you're good at it.
All right. When we come back, we'll take a look at the college football games for this weekend in the top 25, and in the daily lines this week or today, we'll take a look at the NFL and Major League Baseball and whatnot. But it's basically going to be an extended look at what's going on in football this weekend. So stay tuned for that. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
Cool front coming in.
What does that mean? It's going to drop down to 93?
No, it's going to be in the 70s.
Really?
50s for lows. It's called a backdoor cold front.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I want to know details on that.
Well, I mean, if it's backdoor, maybe you want it cold. Or maybe you don't. I don't know.
I don't know if we're thinking the same thing here.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
What is GMTVCC? That's a mouthful, but translation for GMTVCC.com is Give Me the VIN Classic and Collector Cars. It's a brand new buying division of Give Me the VIN, but it's for classic and collector cars. Experienced pro buyers will appraise an offer on your 1970 Hemi Cuda or 1988 Fox Body Mustang or your granddad's old 1985 square body Chevy truck. GMTVCC.com is where you go to get real money for classic and collector cars to get paid now. That's GMTVCC.com, brought to you by Give Me the VIN.
Methodist Care Now Urgent Care has over 19 locations throughout San Antonio, open 7 days a week. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, Care Now Urgent Care is here to help you feel better fast. Find a location near you at carenow.com and use our convenient web check-in today.
Attention sports card and TCG fans. House of Cards and Collectibles is having a huge 10th anniversary sale on Saturday, October 26th. Thousands of unsorted sports cards will be on sale along with discounted card supplies. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, One Piece, and Lorcana will also be sale priced. Bring the kids for the costume contest. Take pictures with Pikachu and free door prizes every hour. Remember, Saturday, October 26th. Doors open at 12 noon. House of Cards and Collectibles at 2105 Vance Jackson. See you there.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
We should do what my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
Billshappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Bills Happen's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news! I went to billshappen.com, and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our 11 locations and check out our tractor package deals. We're offering 0 down and 0 APR financing for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. Check out our package specials at ewaldkubota.com.
Now through December 31st, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
FX presents American Sports Story. Aaron Hernandez.
Football is all I got. Everything's okay when I'm playing ball.
You can't make mistakes, Aaron. People are watching you.
From executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Is there something that you want to tell me?
You don't know the kind of thoughts I have.
Aaron! FX's American Sports Story. Aaron Hernandez. All new Tuesdays on FX. Stream on Hulu.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern recipe pork rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern recipe pork rinds at H-E-B today.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 3:15. The Aggies take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime! Yeah, showtime, baby. Take a look at the top 25 action in the world of college football this weekend. And we got one today. Or got 2 today, in fact. 2 top 25 teams in action tonight. Oregon is at Purdue.
Trap game? Letdown game?
I played Purdue plus 29.5 points. And it's probably dumb, but there's 2 things that I like about it. Mind you, this is a Purdue team that's 1-5. They are awful, awful. But Oregon is coming off a huge win. And they are doing the Big Ten travel across the country.
Yeah, up until the Oregon win, teams that traveled more than one time zone in the Big Ten were 1-8.
Well, up until Ohio State traveled to Oregon. They were they were a victim.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it is now 1-9.
Yeah, I think it's more than that because Washington went to Michigan, or when Michigan went to Washington and lost.
They don't have the travel down yet. The kids don't quite have the routine down. So whoever's traveling is already minus 4 points in my mind just for getting on a plane.
And here's what happened last week in Purdue's game. Halftime, Purdue was down 24-3 to number 23 ranked Illinois. 24-3. And they said, you know what? Enough. We're making a quarterback change. And they brought in a kid named Ryan Brown, true freshman. And Ryan Brown sent that game to overtime. And Purdue lost 50-49 on a failed 2-point conversion attempt. They found an answer at quarterback.
Well, against Illinois late in the game.
I mean,
this ain't Illinois.
It's not Illinois. But, first of all, they were at Illinois.
I think 29 is a fair number, but
I'm not asking them to win.
That's a crazy number. That's the only reason I'm with you.
30
points in Indiana after a huge game, it's a crazy number to expect them to do that.
I think so, too. I don't know. I mean, Oregon's good. And guess what? Oregon's
really good.
Guess what Oregon's got on deck? They got a game against Illinois on deck. Number 22 ranked Illinois, by the way. This is a sandwich spot, and then after that, they got Michigan. This is the sleepiest spot you're going to get for Oregon.
Trap game.
Trap game is right.
They win by 4 touchdowns. They win by 3 touchdowns.
Let them win by 4. I don't care. Just not by 5. Oklahoma State's at BYU. I don't know who's going to start at quarterback for Oklahoma State. I think Alan Bowman, his time may be done.
Well, now OSU is now a spoiler. Their job now is to ruin other people's season.
I'm not sure they're good enough to spoil anything.
I don't think. BYU sees some light at the end of the tunnel.
It's crazy. Their schedule is so easy. This is a phony team. they're going to get to the playoff and lose by 1 million to somebody.
Well, they got to get. I mean, they're not that good.
They're not.
So
I promise you.
not that good teams eventually get exposed. I don't think they're going to skate through. And this is the kind of game. Keep in mind, a month ago, Oklahoma State was in it in the Big 12. We thought they had a chance. They still got one of the best running backs in the country. Now, Bowman has just been an abject failure at quarterback. But this is a Gundy team that's got a little bit of talent that just ran into some better football teams. I think I like them this week. I think they're going to stay close to BYU.
Catching 10 points.
I like it. I like them.
Miami's at Louisville, 11 o'clock start. Miami a 5-point road favorite, total 60.5. I like the over here. Interesting game because Louisville, their quarterback, Tyler Shuck, played for Mario Cristobal in Oregon.
Yep.
So, and Mario Cristobal now, of course, the head coach of Miami. So these guys know each other pretty well. Miami's another one of those teams. I'm not sure they're as good as their record says they are. I don't know if Louisville's good enough to knock them off.
They're just going to keep winning. They're going to keep wondering until they make the playoff.
Virginia's at Clemson. Virginia is a 21-point dog at Clemson. 21's a lot of points, man.
Cade Klubnik.
But he's got 17 touchdowns and 2 picks. He's figured it out since that Georgia game.
He is playing well, man. He has everything they thought they got.
They are blowing teams out. So it's hard, it's a tough one to swallow, but I think if I was playing it, I'd have to play Virginia here. I'd have to take the 3 touchdowns, but it's not going to be comfortable. One of the more interesting matchups this week is Indiana hosting Nebraska. It's Corn. Indiana's a 6.5-point favorite at home. Both these teams are coming off a bye. Matt Rule off a bye, very good. Kurt Cignetti off a bye, very good. This is a really interesting game. Nebraska, think about what Nebraska is. Nebraska lost to Illinois in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't lose that game, if one play goes the other way, this is 2 6-0 teams meeting up. There's no way Nebraska would be a 6.5-point dog if they were both 6-0. And the other thing is, you go look at the list of defenses Indiana has played so far this season. It is the sisters of the poor. It's Western Illinois, UCLA, Florida International, Charlotte, Maryland, Northwestern. This is a real defense Nebraska's bringing. I think I want 7. And I don't like to bet against Kurt Cignetti because ask him, he'll tell you, what do? I win. It's that simple. Google me.
I think that
Google me, bitch.
Where's Cignetti going to be coaching next year is really the question.
I think he'll have one more year at Indiana, and then he'll get a better job.
I think
that quick?
I think he and Clark Lee, or what's his name, Lee over at
Clark
Vanderbilt,
Lee,
they're going to be banging on those guys' doors. Who says yes first?
I love Kurt Cignetti because he knows what the number is, and he's trying to chase it for you. I appreciate coaches like that.
This guy is destined for a bigger program or at least a little bit more limelight.
Auburn's at Missouri. Missouri a 4-point favorite.
It's low.
I don't trust Missouri.
Oh, dude, they didn't.
When's the last time they looked good?
They did. They looked good last week
against UMass. That's not a real football team.
Let me tell you, don't discount that Missouri team. They ran into an A&M team they didn't expect against a quarterback they didn't expect to see. They're as skilled at the edges and at quarterback as anybody. That's a little tiny number against a bad football team.
And maybe the close win over Vanderbilt looks better now than it did at the time.
It should. I'm not. Missouri ain't what we thought, but they ain't just 4 points better than that.
East Carolina's at Army. Army is a 16-point favorite. I've been cashing checks on Army all season long. I think I'm going to sit this one out. East Carolina really good against the run. Rule number 1, if a team can stop the run, they can slow down.
You can stop Army.
Yep. But 16 points I think Army wins. 16 points is a lot.
Let me say, that East
defense.
Carolina team, the film that I saw with UTSA, they are fast, man.
Yep.
So Army hadn't seen this kind of speed.
Game of the week, outside of Texas, Georgia, I guess. Alabama at Tennessee. Alabama a 3-point favorite. I'm starting to think I have to bet Alabama. Tennessee's secondary looks so bad, and Jalen Milroe's going to eat them up. He's just like Jalen Milroe's so good at throwing deep passes, and Tennessee's just been getting lit up on the edges. And the other thing is, Nico, I don't know that the weakness for Alabama is their secondary. Nico can't throw the ball down the field.
No, Tennessee's a paper tiger. I don't know how they were scoring so many points. I don't know what has changed.
Dude, I know.
I've seen them play 3 times.
It's real simple. Chattanooga, North Carolina State, and Kent State.
Well, they have shown me nothing that they were capable of getting 40.
They should have lost against Florida last week at home. They did lose at Arkansas. I think Alabama. I'm starting to come around. Alabama's going to roll them. Notre Dame's at Georgia Tech. Notre Dame minus 9.5. Georgia Tech's feisty.
Here we go.
Haynes
Let's
King
look out
gives them a little life, man.
There's a little something there.
I'd like 10. If I can get 10, I'll be back in Georgia Tech this week. Michigan at Illinois. Michigan is a 3.5-point favorite. I'm not betting money on Michigan to beat anybody by more than a field goal. That's what they're going to do every game. When they win, it's going to be by a field goal because it might be 3-0.
I hope there's snow. Feels like this game should be played in snow.
Gross game.
Yes.
Charlotte is at Navy. The Charlotte 49ers have a quarterback. Guess what his last name is?
I have no idea.
Purdy. Deshaun Purdy is the quarterback for the 49ers.
Deshaun, you say?
Deshaun Purdy. Not Brock, but Deshaun Purdy.
Related?
Not related.
No?
No. Different skin tone. But Deshaun Purdy.
Can't be related?
They're certainly not related. Deshaun, and it's I-E versus Y. Purdy versus Purdy.
There we go. All right.
But this is another one where I think Charlotte is maybe finding a little bit of late life. I think Navy wins, but 16 points is a lot of points for it. Betting big, leaving big lines, like betting big favorites on service academies is usually a bad idea. You want service academies when they're the big dog. Laying points is tough with them.
Have you heard one sentence, one iota about Charlotte this year? Like one?
Yes, but because I'm a booger-eating
No, I'm just saying.
nerd.
Apart from, a quarterback Navy is far better.
They are.
Far better.
16 points, still 16 points.
They're far better than that. Just because we haven't talked about them doesn't mean they're good.
No, you're right. LSU's at Arkansas. If you can get
Arkansas.
If you can get 3 points, I like Arkansas. This is a sleepy spot for LSU. Coming up, they rushed the freaking field against Ole Miss.
Well, they should have. That was a fun win. That was a fun win.
You're LSU. Don't rush the field again when you beat Ole Miss.
This ain't the LSU. This is Brian Kelly's LSU. Very different LSU.
That's if your program has fallen to where you're rushing the field because you beat Ole Miss.
Hey, yeah, man, I'll take him where I can get
Times
him.
are hard.
That was a good
win. We've talked in depth on A&M, Mississippi State, and Georgia, Texas. Central Florida's at Iowa State. Iowa State minus 13.5. I fully believe Central Florida has quit. I think Iowa State just mollywops them.
Undefeated.
Kansas State's at West Virginia.
Is Avery Johnson playing?
That's the question. I'm not sure. Kansas State, a 2.5-point road favorite out there on the country roads.
When he's playing.
Yeah, I think he's obviously important. And SMU's at Stanford.
Your ACC champion.
SMU
football.
They might be. SMU, a 16.5-point favorite. But
what
again.
What happened to Stanford last week? Did they get rolled and smoked last week?
Stanford last week, yeah, by Notre Dame. But again, Stanford was traveling West Coast to Notre Dame.
I'm just saying.
Now, what do we have? SMU traveling to Stanford.
That's not a hard travel. It's one time zone.
No, it's 2 time zones.
It's not as weird as going backwards, I think. This Stanford is so much worse than they thought they were.
They really are dreadful.
Oh, I mean, what was it? Do we know what was it, like 35 points?
Against Notre Dame?
Yeah.
They lost 49-7.
That's okay.
Yeah, and they lost 31-7 the week before. They lost.
SMU's
that was against Virginia Tech. They lost 40-14 to Clemson.
Oh.
I like SMU a lot. I can't back them laying this big number. I'm not going to play Stanford because Stanford's just trash. But I'd be cautious of betting a big road favorite.
What's the line?
16.5.
Oh shoot, man, they can do that.
All right. Well, there you go. There's your top 25 in college football. When we come back, we'll do what we always do in this segment, take a look at the daily lines and see where there's money to be made elsewhere outside of college football this weekend.
Bibbity.
It is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio. Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it is a football Friday, and I tell you what, I'm looking forward to all the great football this weekend, including Texas and Georgia.
Including Texas and Georgia? That's the only game that really matters, and we're going to be all over it. Plus, we'll talk about another one that matters. Aggies, Mississippi State, Andrew Monaco will join us at 3:35.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Get huge savings during the fall sales event at Ancira Nissan on IH-10 West. At Ancira Nissan, lease this 2025 Sentra S for just $218 per month for 36 months. Or this 24 Rogue SV for just $258 per month for 36 months. Stop in or check us out at AnciraNissanSA.com. The fall sales event at Ancira Nissan on IH-10 West between Wurzbach and Heidner.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
This Saturday at SA Card House 281 in Bitters, there's a tag team tournament. No limit hold'em, $15K guaranteed. Starts at noon. There's 20-minute levels through late registration, 30-minute levels after the registration closes. You combine stacks after registration and switch every 15 minutes. Are you and your partner the top dogs in the city? Let's find out. Head out to SA Card House 281 in Bitters. Go by, check them out, or check them out online at sacardhouse.com. They're open 7 days a week. Stop in. Maybe I'll see you at the tables.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out. Oh, Downy in the rinse change. Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
911, what's your emergency?
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. In San Antonio, 5 domestic violence calls happen every hour.
The time to end domestic violence in our community is now.
Step out of violence.
You are not alone.
Call 211 for help. Call 911 if it's an emergency.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
I don't know anybody that wears a conference championship shirt around proudly.
It would be a nice change.
Well, you know, then the storyline for guys like you would be, see, Dak on the biggest stage still can't get it done.
Look, I sit here and I have no reason to lie to you that if Dak Prescott gets this particular Cowboy team to the NFC Championship game, win, lose, or draw, I'm going to give the man some credit.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Let's go! Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah! We made it, baby! Woo! Hey, hey-o! I want to give away some Kevin James tickets. Kevin James, the funny man. Ha, ha, ha! Kevin James. That one. He's going to be at the Majestic Theater in June 13th, for the Owls Don't Walk tour. Rob hates Kevin James, by the way.
Yeah,
he does. He's got real beef with him.
Yeah.
But I know our listeners like Kevin James. I'm going to give this one away to the Brigade Bar. And here's what I'm going to ask in return, Brigade Bar. You guys, when we're on the air for the Raul Jimenez Radiothon, give us a few bucks for the needy, hungry people de San Antonio. All right? That's what we're asking. I know Joe and Jason don't have no respect for anybody who watches on YouTube. We do. We care about you guys. They don't.
I hear them give away a lot of rings.
They just think you guys are a number. You guys are nothing but who said that on the Brigade Bar, Vic? Somebody said they're nothing but a number. Alexandra. She's way more than a number to me. I care about Alexandra. I do.
Yeah, they called somebody dumb too.
They called somebody dumb. That's BS, man. So let's see. How should we do this? How should we do this, Kevin James? Let me see. Let's do a Kevin James movie trivia. Kevin James was in that, what was that movie called where he was the MMA fighter? Here Comes the Boom, right? Yeah. Here Comes the Boom is also the name of a song by this band, right? What was it? That was the big the song that they put out for the movie.
Yeah.
Here comes. Let me see what the song was. No, the song is just called Boom. That's what it is. Okay. So I want to know who sings the song Boom on the soundtrack to Here Comes the Boom, starring Kevin James. And you are going to win tickets to go see Kevin James. There you go. All right. Let's do what we always do at this time and take a look at the Daily Lines.
There's a lot of songs called Boom.
At the Daily Lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
There are a lot of songs called Boom, but the only one on the soundtrack to Here Comes the Boom.
For those of us that have to Google,
it's
how do
POD.
I know? Oh, it's POD.
Arturo Cardenas is the winner. He got it.
Ex-Ambassadors, Yes Joey 7.
Yeah, there are a lot.
Zayn,
Gucci Mane has one.
Jazzy.
Black Eyed Peas has Boom Boom Pow. I got that Boom Boom Pow.
John Lee Hooker had Boom Boom Boom.
Oh
yeah. Yeah.
So lots of Boom songs. I was just confused as to the
but the one on that soundtrack is
so POD.
POD, yeah.
Not SOD.
No. So congratulations to Arturo. He's our winner. So call in, Arturo. Get yourself some tickets to go see Kevin James. Daily Lines, as always, brought to you by our friends over at SA Card House, San Antonio's premier card house over at 281 in Bitters. I love those dudes. I've been playing my ass off over there. I've been playing the cards. You win some, you lose some, but it's always a good time out there at SA Card House, and always some good food, by the way. So stop by and get you some action. I'm out of town this weekend, but they got that big $15K guaranteed tag team tournament. Somebody's gonna make some dough this weekend,
buddy.
Yeah, if you got a buddy, you gotta have a good one. You can't have some bum on your team because he's gonna blow it for you. So make sure it's someone you trust, you love and trust. All right, let's look at what's going on in the world of sports this weekend. I hinted at this earlier, so I'll say it now. I'm going to make a play right now on Derrick Henry at 60-1 to win the MVP. Rob laughed at me, almost laughed me out of the room.
I will continue to laugh at you.
But I feel like there's value. I think he's the best player on his team. I really do. I think he's the reason why the Ravens look as good as they do. And Lamar's not going to win another MVP. If you think that the Ravens are going to be great all season long, I think there's value on him at 60-1.
There might be some value there. But if I voted for Lamar last year, and a lot of people did, and they are somehow not even as good as they were, and they're better this year. I don't see how I go and vote, well, it's not Lamar, it's Derrick Henry.
Here's the narrative. Remember, these awards are so narrative-based. The narrative is, after last year, Lamar won the MVP and shouldn't have won it. Like, statistically, he had no business winning the MVP. So even if he's great again this year, he ain't winning it.
No, he ain't going to. No, I have no.
And he's your third favorite, by the way, at plus 550.
I think Josh is prohibitive if it's not going to be him. This award basically is the MVP not named Pat, but
Josh Allen's plus 475. Mahomes is your favorite, plus 360.
So it's one of those three. And if it was Lamar again, if I voted for Lamar last year,
you ain't voting for Derrick Henry.
I don't know how I can come back this year and say, well, I was wrong. It's Derrick Henry.
C.J. Stroud plus 650. Jaden Daniels 11-1.
Watch the C.J. run. Watch us.
Sam Darnold, who we just found out during the break, is banging Hawk Tua.
I don't believe this.
What?
I don't believe.
I know.
Wreck-It Ralph is wrecking Hawk Tua?
Yeah.
The world would be if it's such a low rent kind of.
Oh, it's
Swiftie.
so hot.
It's a low rent. Travis
That
Kelce
is
and
Walmart
Sam
Taylor
Darnold
Swift
is with Hawk Tua.
The
Walmart Taylor Swift is what he's got.
That's not even Walmart. I don't know what this is.
Dollar General Taylor Swift. It's like Dave Justus.
No, Dollar Tree.
It's
Dollar
the
Tree. Dave Justus.
NFL matchup of Darnold and Hawk Tua. Not quite the Kelce's.
Oh, that's so great. Major League Baseball, we got a couple games today. The LA Dodgers back in business. Jack Flaherty on the hill, minus 130. David Peterson going for the Mets, plus 110. The Mets go home today, or they got
you'd
some
like to
fighting
think
them?
they got a little bit left, but my
David
gosh.
Peterson's good, man, but Flaherty's been good too.
My gosh.
This is going to be a tough one.
The Dodgers defense gets no credit.
No.
And all we can think about is homers and Mookie and Ohtani and all. It's the defense. It's the pitching. They don't let you score.
You know who doesn't get enough credit defensively is Mookie Betts.
No.
This is an outfielder, and they're like, hey, can you play shortstop? Okay, now we got a shortstop. Can you play second base? Like, he plays wherever they ask him to. He's really good.
And grabs Gold Glove worthy. That's the thing about the Dodgers is every night, the bats might not show. Ohtani went, 0 for about a week, but the defense is there every night.
But that's what's happened is Ohtani woke up.
Yep.
And now you're all in trouble. The beast has awakened.
There might be a little bit left, but not much. They ain't gonna. The Mets won't survive the weekend, no matter what.
It would be racially insensitive to compare Ohtani to Godzilla, but it's like Godzilla's been awakened and walking out of the water, and he's like, I'm pissed. And now he's going to do Godzilla things.
Well, Mothra's with the net with the.
I'll compare him to Mothra instead, or King Kong,
or Megalon.
Megalodon.
No, it's Megalon.
Is it Megalon?
Well, Megalodon is real. That's a dinosaur, but it was Godzilla versus Megalon, one of the greatest.
What about Gojira?
Gojira's good. Gojira's good. So the Gojira flew funny, but yeah.
Yeah, he's one of those things. Not Godzilla.
Godzilla.
That would be racially insensitive, but it's one of those other monsters.
I feel like the bear has been poked.
He's been awakened.
But it's coming. We're gonna get the when the MLB started this year, and Manfred said, "What would be the best thing that could happen to baseball other than getting Ohtani out of the gambling mess?
It'd be
get him into the World
Yankees.
Series against Mike Judge." Or
Well,
Aaron Judge, and let's get the two Godzilla and Megalon go off at it, and we're gonna get it.
Mike Judge, the brilliant creator of King of the Hill and
Very
Beavis
funny.
and Butthead, not playing for the New York Yankees.
But he could, I understand.
He could, probably. Luis Heel goes for the Yankees tonight. He's minus 120 at the Guardians with Gavin Williams. Even money coming back on the Guards.
Oh, boy.
Guards made it a series last night. I don't know if I certainly think they've got some momentum now. And they were in control for most of that game. There's just with that lineup, you can work around a lot of guys, but there's about 3 guys. You throw the wrong pitch and you're in trouble. And the Guardians' offense is very inconsistent. It's going to be tough for them, but I think the Guardians can get one more in this series.
Hope they got a bunch of coffee in the locker room because it's going to be hard to get back up after last night.
They going to need it. NFL, the Patriots at the Jags. Jags minus 6 in London.
We're not sending our best.
No. Can you back the Patriots? Are they backable?
Nah,
Drake May looked like he had something, right?
But Jacksonville been there a couple of weeks. They're gonna take care of New England.
Detroit plus 1.5 at the Vikings.
Wow, that just after what we saw from Detroit, and granted, Minnesota got to sit back and watch it too,
and they're at home.
This is such a good football game. And what will we make of what happens if Detroit gets pummeled? What do we make of that?
If they pummel the Lions, Minnesota's the best team in the NFC.
It feels like it, right?
Yeah, I think they become the new kings of the mountain. Philly at the Giants. Philly now minus 3.5 at the Giants. What a game! I actually like under 42.5. I think both these offenses.
I'm just rooting for Sirianni
garbage.
to get mad at Giant fan.
But
Yell at some Giant fans for us.
I don't want to back the Eagles after that.
Oh, I kind of do.
Feels like there's drama now with the Eagles.
I want him to talk some noise to Giant fan.
Bills minus 9 hosting the Titans. Do they thump Will Levis, your boy?
Yes, they thump
the Mayo Man. The Mayo Man. Bengals minus 5.5 at the Browns. Rob and I are on different sides of this. I think I'm going to take the Browns. He's back in the Bengals.
Yeah, this is at some point we're going to see a little bit of Jameis. It might be this week.
I hope so. If we see him, the Browns are better off.
It'll help you.
Again, Deshaun Watson, the worst QBR. In the history of QBR, there's been one guy worse than him. One guy. And that was in 2010. Think about that. How far you had to go back to find Jimmy Clausen.
Little Jimmy Clausen.
Oh, jeez. Texans 3-point dogs on the road at the Packers.
Take the money and run, baby.
Do you?
Yes.
I don't know, man.
No, I'm kidding. I really have no idea.
That's a good game.
Thing about it is either team that loses, as long as you're competitive and play hard, you're going to be better off for it.
A lot of 3-point lines, 3-point road dogs. Seahawks are a 3-point road dog in Atlanta. Miami's a 3-point road dog in Indianapolis. I might back both of them. Both 3-point dogs on the road.
Yeah, I don't know. I look at things different. Both times I thought, I like home. I like the home.
Carolina plus 8 at the Commanders. I made myself a promise that I was done betting the Panthers and the Titans, and I haven't thought twice about the Titans. I don't feel bad. The Panthers might get my money this week against the Commanders.
There is no
8
reason
points.
Why they can't beat Carolina by 2 touchdowns.
There's no reason why they Remember, at the beginning of the year, these two teams were looked at it like Washington was like a notch above Carolina.
Truth.
And everybody
we had no idea what was coming, though.
I just don't know if and Carolina's made an upgrade at quarterback since then. So
well,
I mean, you gotta give credit where it's due.
We'll call it a change. I guess
Andy Dalton's an upgrade. He's a professional quarterback at least.
He is.
Rams 7-point favorites at home against the Raiders. I think the Raiders are done. I think they're rolling over and dying. It's so funny now in hindsight that they hired Antonio Pierce because the players wanted to play for him, and now nobody wants to play for the Raiders.
It never works out.
Doesn't. They made a knee-jerk decision. Yeah, dumb move. San Francisco minus 1.5 at Kansas City. Rob and I are both on the Niners. That's one of the few times we agree this week. Give me the Niners. And it's hard to bet against Mahomes as a dog. It rarely works out for you. But remember, this game is in San Francisco, and you're getting the 49ers for cheaper now than you did in the Super Bowl on a neutral. So it's saying the Chiefs are way better. I don't think they're better than they were last year. And then the Steelers are hosting the Jets. Steelers plus 1.5. I don't know what to expect of this game other than I hate it. I hate this is going to be 39 points is the total. I'm a little gun shy after betting
what
under.
About just the over?
Why?
Because
Why?
of Tay.
Because you want to see Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson are going to light up. What is this, 2005?
Lazard. Tay. Lazard.
And then we got the double Monday night game.
Oh, we're doing this
Another
again?
one?
Yeah. Baltimore and Tampa are on Monday night. Chargers, Cardinals on Monday night as well. 45 minutes apart on the start time. I tell you, I hate this.
Quality, quantity doesn't make up for quality. Just because you're giving me 2 bad games doesn't make me happy.
It does not work that way. WNBA, Liberty Bibbity, 3-point favorites at the Lynx. Do the Liberty close out the series tonight?
Turn out the lights.
I'm with you.
Party's over.
Let's go Liberty -3. My favorite play of the day. Get it done, Liberty Bibbity. Let's get this money. And in the UFC this weekend, we've got a couple. The main event is Anthony Hernandez against Michel Pereira. Pereira plus 115, Hernandez minus 135. I had this priced as a pick'em, so I like Pereira getting plus money. I will say this. There's a couple guys fighting. Cameron Smotherman is a plus 425 dog. He's taking this fight short notice. I know Cam. I know his camp. He's very, very good. Been supposed to be in the UFC for a while now. He's getting his break in here against a guy named Jake Hadley, who is not very good. And at plus 425, people are sleeping on Cameron because nobody knows who he is. I think he at plus 425.
Why is he a late fill?
Because an opponent fell out.
But
Smotherman was in Vegas because he just fought on the Contender Series on Tuesday, got a quick win, and got signed. And here he is. They said, "Hey, do you want to fight on Saturday?" He said, "Let's dance, baby."
Was the other guy a tomato can for the?
No, Jake Hadley was a dog before.
Oh, okay.
And now he's a minus 575 favorite. That's crazy.
So the favorite dropped out.
Yeah, favorite dropped out. So I'm gonna take a stab with Cam Smotherman at plus 425. On the card this weekend. All right. That's going to do it for another show. Let me remind you. Yeah,
don't turn off
you
your
remind
radios.
them. You remind them. You're
them
better
off.
at it.
Well, right now you can cross the street and go to KTSA, either 550 on the AM, 107.1 on the FM. We're about to jump in with a radiothon benefiting the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner. They've been doing it for 45 years now. If you're from San Antonio, you know exactly what it means to our city. We take care of each other, and this is your chance. You know, they've got to come up with about 10,000 pounds of turkey between now and Thanksgiving. The amount of just the volume of food required is just the tip of the iceberg, and this is your chance to help. It's the easiest way to do it. You can jump on right now and text GIVE to 866-379-0285. You can go to ktsa.com for details there. We ask that you give, number one. But if you're going to give to us. And that'll start
between
in about
12 and 1.
2 hours.
12 and 1. And you know what? If you follow Rob or I on X, we'll tweet out the phone number to text to if you want to give. And that way you guys, we don't have to keep saying it over and over.
Yeah,
but appreciate you guys. Good week. We'll be back on Monday. See you then.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit JoeGomezLaw.com.